Well, oh my God, we're both okay. Hold on, 3, 2, 1. Welcome
back to
no,
Weekend.
no, that's not what I meant. Just be quiet. Welcome back to Movie Log. You messed me up, dude. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Weekend Movie Bros.
I get to witness this live.
Where I am Jacob, and this is Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda.
Who are you, Zachary?
You just said it.
Well, who was that?
Hi, I'm Ray from RG Jones 18.
So they'd be confused. I just called you Zachary. He has 6 names. I don't know what to tell you. I was gonna put fuckface, but we went Baby Yoda and said he thought that would be more
meant
appropriate.
for children.
Oh, you mean the amount of times you say an F word in a podcast is not meant for children? Who would have guessed? I just really love how my angry unicorn is sitting behind your head.
That is the most intimidating unicorn I've ever seen.
River picked it out just because of his intimidation.
He looks so angry.
You can get him. You can join the party.
Why do you look at this thing?
He looks like he's gonna kill you, and he looks happy about it at that because he has a smile.
He looks so evil.
I have that one, and I have the one that glistens.
Look at the polar opposites here.
He looks like he's gonna hug you. He looks like he's gonna.
What does this show become?
Unicorns, because we're at my place. Okay. You know what? You're right. You need a buddy.
He looks so angry on the side. He's like, "What's up, motherfucker? What you gonna do?"
So this is truly a video-only podcast. No, hey. Does he have a name? Did he come with a name?
Yeah, Angry Cup.
Did we ever name him? Oh, I don't think I ever named him. Yep. Do you want it?
He looked at his ass.
He's made in China. He's born in September of last year. Do you want to name him?
Angry Cup.
Yep. Okay. So we're definitely not letting Zachary name shit. So that's great. I still feel like he should be sitting right here, though. There we go. Perfect.
So, Jake, what's our first category?
Oh, so this is a podcast where we talk about we don't ever talk about what the podcast is about, and it just feels like we should probably mention what the if you want him on the other side, he's on the other side.
No, I don't want him anywhere. I'm just gonna put him back.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Continue.
And so we are a weekly. We are a podcast that talks about movie news, and that's from big news headlines to.
Wait a minute, we've been doing this for almost a year, and we've never told anybody what we do.
No, we did it for the first 2 podcasts, and then we just stopped. So we just go into it. And I figured you guys should want to know. I'm Jacob. I have my own YouTube channel. I stream on Twitch. All that stuff is linked down below. My brother, he also has his own YouTube channel, but don't expect anything on there because he never posts anything. And he says he's going to stream, but we'll just have to wait and see. And when he does, I'll link it down below when that becomes a consistent thing for you guys to follow. And he does animation reactions on the channel.
I just recently did Transformers, War for Cybertron,
and
Trilogy
he'll be doing season 2 coming up in September as well. Weren't you going to continue on with the fans?
What September?
That's what it said.
Huh?
That's what it said.
Huh?
Oh, he's going to get to see me.
Breaking news!
He's gonna
Wait a minute, you got the camera. Breaking news!
He's going to see me look up something in real life. Good for him. Okay, what's it called?
War for Cybertron.
Oh, really?
Trilogy.
Okay, that was pretty easy.
September? Are you sure?
Here. What's chapter?
It'll be Earthrise next.
Earth.
That's a toy.
Oh. Okay.
Are you?
Yes, hold on. Oh, I meant no. Wait, no. That's not even a fucking.
Are you man? It's Transformers War Cybertron on Netflix.
I don't understand anything.
Interesting. So you're saying it's coming out in September?
Hold on. Act 1. Wait, what? I'm so confused. Oh, maybe no.
No, that's Siege.
What the fuck? Hold on. I promise you, it's okay. Hold on. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna make this very simple on us. We're gonna go to Google. We're gonna look up Netflix release. This is not that important.
You made it important.
No, you made it. I swore that's what it said. Oh, just 20. Just 20.
September 20th.
I don't want 2020. Come on. What's coming to Netflix?
They're joking. We're grinding freaking halt.
Zachary, talk about something fun.
This is fun.
Yeah, but they don't know what we're doing. Talk about something fun.
We're looking up the release date for Transformers Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise.
Talk about more what we talked about on. Yes.
That's Cyberverse.
What's the difference?
That's the current show on Cartoon Network.
Oh, well,
It would say War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise.
Well, hold on. I'm just.
No, Jacob, you're wrong.
Doing a quick little looky look. It does seem like I just assumed.
Huh. It's interesting.
Okay, Zachary, if you're so know-it-all, when does it come out?
We have a current release date for Earthrise.
Well, you could have just said that 6 minutes. Oh my God, we should stop this and start over. We're such a mess today.
No. Jacob. So we are a show that's going to talk about random objectives around the world of movie news, TV news, or unfortunate things.
And they range from big stories to extremely small stories that people would probably not care about, but we care about, so we're going to talk about it.
Mm-hmm. And, well, here's the big thing. One of them, anyway.
We're not going to start with that.
Oh.
We're going to put that in the middle. Oh. Because let's get real here, we're going to spend the most time on that.
That's true.
Yeah. Because we have, so many things to cover. Honestly, we should have made it its own thing.
I agree.
But we're not, so.
Pushing through.
Resident Evil is going to Netflix. Let me talk about what it's going to be about.
It's about Wesker's.
I have an actual statement.
Man, the shows usually go so much smoother when we're in two separate areas.
I know. I'm freaking out. Oh God, where is it? I had it pulled up. I should have screamed.
So if you're on drink number 3 when he freaks out about trying to find the image.
So this is from comicbook.com. Great source.
Mm-hmm.
In the first timeline, 14-year-old sister Jade and Billy Wesker are moved to New Raccoon City, a manufactured corporate town forced on them right as adolescence is in full swings. But more time they spend there the more time they come to realize the town is more than what it seems, and the father may be concealing dark secrets that could destroy the world. The T-virus, if anybody was curious, this is about zombies. Cut to the second timeline.
What?
So this shit's gonna be confusing. Okay. We have a second timeline. Well over a decade into the future, okay, while we're just truly jumping there are less than 15 million people left on Earth. Nice. And more than 6 billion monsters. People and animals infected with T-virus. Jade, now 30. That is way more than a decade. I just want to put that clear. Now 30 struggles to survive in this new world, while the secrets from her past about her sister, her father, and herself continue to haunt her.
Is that her or him?
It's her. It's her.
So it starts up with a boy and a girl.
No, Billy is also her.
Oh.
Two hers.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Totally.
I'm going to be totally honest with you guys here.
Hit me right here.
That sounds so fucking stupid.
It sounded really nice when I read it the first time. The second time around was not as...
A decade-long jump?
More than a decade. Because she was 15, and now she's 30. So that's 15 years into the future.
So they even got it wrong in their synopsis. So I'm guessing we're probably going to get 6 episodes with them as kids.
No, it's probably going to be a then and now situation. Now, the thing would be really annoying because they're...
If they pull an arrow?
No. Yes. Actually, yes. But opposite. The cool stuff is the shorter parts of the episode because they don't have the budget.
And the longer parts are with the kids.
Where the world is back to normal. There is no virus. And it ends with the virus spreading.
Can I ask you a question?
I find it very boring. But while I watch this, fuck yeah, I'm going to watch this. We have Netflix.
Does this sound like, aside the name Wesker, Raccoon, and T, does this sound like a Resident Evil show to you?
I would have to wait till it actually comes out to really decide.
From synopsis-wise, does it sound like something Resident Evil would do?
I mean, Resident Evil 6 does exist, so yes. And that's just.
I have no interest until I see footage or what they're going to do with it. You know, when you hear Resident Evil coming back live action, you think maybe they'll restart, do something cool with the series again. But this doesn't sound cool. It just sounds like a teenage drama involving some zombies and stuff.
It sounds like it probably should be on the CW.
It does, doesn't it?
It does.
But DC got that covered, so they don't need a Resident Evil series.
Weird things that pop up on my YouTube, I tell you. Okay, moving on to the second story of the day, which is
Spider-Woman swinging in.
Yeah.
Well, actually, there's a second story to add to this.
Yeah, but we're just going to talk about this one first and the second story.
Just put them together.
Yeah, but we're just going to.
So we now know that Olivia Wilde is directing a Sony Marvel film, which
Spider-Woman.
It's not confirmed yet.
It's Spider-Woman.
I actually want to take that out. Hey, no, hang on, Jake. Before you do that,
You continue talking.
No, because it's going to take it away because you're going to bring it up on here and it's going to take away everything I'm saying. I want to guesstimate real quick of what we think it is because it hasn't been confirmed by Sony or Marvel what she's doing.
Hold on, you just continue doing your thing. I'm just going to go to Twitter real fast.
No, let's talk real quick.
Oh, we are talking.
No, we're not.
We are talking.
Okay.
Let's first think it. It's fine. That sounds really weird on a podcast. I don't know how to spell Olivia. There you are, sweetie. Man, let's see here. This was a. Oh man. Oh, there we go. Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure that's a spider.
It didn't.
I'm not talking about the deadline report. I am talking about that right there.
Yeah, just because it's a spider doesn't mean automatically Spider-Woman. There are plenty of other female spiders, or male spiders for that matter, within the universe.
It's definitely a female spider.
We don't know.
It's definitely a female spider.
Oh, okay, there we go. That we do know. I think
it literally says project revolving around a female character.
What if it's Ghost Spider? What if it's Spider-Gwen? What?
Maybe Spider-Gwen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Possibility, but it's Spider-Woman.
No, I don't think it's Spider-Woman. I think that's the obvious choice, and then they're going to throw something else at us. I really think it's Spider-Gwen because after Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, she really popped out for fans. I think it'd be really cool to do Spider-Gwen, do an alternate take on doing the Peter Parker story, but doing it from a female's perspective and how she deals with it, how she deals with the spider powers. Because let's be honest here, everybody wants Spider-Woman to be the middle-aged mom Spider-Woman where she has to deal with having kids and being the superhero. We've seen that before with The Incredibles. I want to see something where we have a teenage girl going through a rock portion of her life where Peter dies in this version, and because if you remember from Into Spider-Verse, Peter dies.
Yeah, but they're not going to kill off Peter Parker because it's going to be set in the same universe.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's set in the same universe.
We don't know that though.
We are practically assuming that it's going to be set in the same universe with Tom Holland.
Well, I'm going to go off and say we're going to have two different versions here. I think it's going to be part of the Spider-Verse because Venom and Morbius are not currently still connected to Spider-Man because even though they're showing Vulture, it's not clearly saying part of Spider-Man.
Okay.
Because they're not part of the MCU.
I just don't agree, but that's fine.
So I think what this is going to be is the start of seeing the younger versions of these characters. I think we're going to see Gwen starting out to become Spider-Woman, and eventually she turns into Spider-Woman too.
Let's get excited.
And I think Spider-Gwen would be really cool. Or Ghost Spider, which is the reincarnate version of Gwen, because she died and comes back. I think it'd be really cool. I think it'd be something different. Or she could do Spider-Woman 2099 and do a futuristic version of Spider-Woman or Spider-Gwen, which I think would be different. I don't want another generic older person playing a spider coming in and dealing with adult problems. I like seeing the teen version of the spider stuff. We have Venom for right now with the adult stuff. I think having another teen in the Sonyverse would be really, really cool. And changing up the surroundings of it would be cool too. And plus they have more room to do villains now too. They can choose whatever they want. I'm excited for this. I still think it's going to be Spider-Woman.
Okay.
Jay, no, your opinions? Your opinions? Actually speak them.
Sorry, I'm going to say it verbatim. That's on the screen for anybody who is listening. Spider-Woman is swinging in. Olivia Wilde, tweeted it. Ridley Scott's new movie.
She tweeted she's doing a spider film, not a Spider-Woman movie.
Deadline didn't even say it was a spider film, Zachary. We just know she's doing a movie for Sony that's based on a female character in a very major franchise. That's all we know, and we definitely know it's a spider film.
Right, so why are you saying it's Spider-Woman?
Because it has to be, okay? That's what I choose. That's what I choose, and that's what I stand by.
Why are you so committed to Spider-Woman? Have you read the comics?
Actually,
do you know the character?
I think it'd be really interesting, to be honest with you. And maybe not Spider-Woman, but like, I don't know.
Gwen, maybe?
No, I don't want Gwen.
Why?
I don't want Gwen. I don't think it's gonna be interesting. Personally, I don't think it's gonna be interesting. And the only person I want to play Spider-Gwen is Haley Steinfeld.
And she's currently rocking
she is currently very busy.
Well, and we also don't know if she's playing.
That did get announced that they're continuing on with it, though. So more than likely she will be playing Kate Bishop, since they did announce that Hawkeye is moving forward.
That's great, but until they say that she's part of it, I'm not going to say she's Kate Bishop yet.
That's fine, and you have every right to say that.
I actually don't like assuming things because I want to get excited about that one thing and then it be something different.
That is perfectly fine.
So, Jacob, what's Ridley Scott's new movie?
So Ridley Scott is doing a new movie with an all-star cast. Like, I mean,
Jared Leto's going to be busy.
So this is so was from Deadline, MGM's one, and he might not actually be like directing it, but it's definitely his producing and that type of thing. This is Lady Gaga's next vehicle from A Star Is Born.
She chooses Ridley Scott?
Yep, it's called Gucci. I want to say it's right. Gucci.
No, that's right.
Okay, just want to make sure. And it has Robert De Niro, Jared Leto, Al Pacino, Adam Driver, Lady Gaga, Jack Hudson, Reese Carney, and none of the contracts are confirmed yet. But normally, if they start breaking through Deadline, it practically means they're part.
So, all I'm going to say is this.
Yeah, I don't really know what the movie itself is about, so I'll Google it.
All I'm going to say is this: the past the past couple of films of the recent years that Ridley Scott have done hasn't shown out to be, these great films. And so it's a murder mystery movie or a murder movie from Ridley Scott.
Well, hold on, I want the variety. Sorry about the Gucci family fashion dynasty, the murder of the grandson founder. Gucci.
That's a name.
Yeah, it's really. Ridley Scott is directing.
Oh boy.
Gaga will portray
Patricia.
Thank you are here for saying this.
The wife of
the ex-wife.
Oh, the ex-wife of
very important.
Maurizio Gucci.
She's been abandoned after 12 years of marriage by Maurizio Gucci in 1985 for a younger woman. Blah 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 blah. 18 years before released in prison. Blah 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 blah.
She gained the nickname the Black Widow.
Wow. I really just sold it.
During this trial and served 18 years
in prison. It's based off of a book, and a lot of people are supposed to be in it, but it's his next film.
Okay, can you go back down real quick?
Totally.
So I want to talk about this real quick. So we've had films, amazing films, Ridley Scott, such as Thelma and Louise, Gladiator, Black Hawk Down, and the best picture, in my opinion, his best movie besides Alien, The Martian. We've also had films where he thinks too much of himself and decides to, be a man and just put it all on screen. I don't know, Prometheus, Alien, Covenant, and that other god-awful, really good cast movie that came out forever ago from Ridley Scott where Cameron Diaz humped a car.
Oh, The Counselor.
Yeah, that one. And so, and that's what I'm saying. You can get either really good stuff from Ridley Scott, or you can get Cameron Diaz humping a car.
In the movie's defense, the actual thing that it's based on, the screenplay that went around and it got published and things, was phenomenal. It really was Ridley Scott that ruined it.
And that's the other thing too. I'm sick and tired of people talking about how these blacklisted scripts are these most amazing things, and then when you really look into it really deeply, they really aren't. And it boggles my mind. Certain films get these crazy scripts, and then they turn out to be these really god awful films. I know that Firefire movie that John Cena did, the comedy, was apparently a blacklighted script, and it was a very different film than what they did. It was a comedy still, but it wasn't a dumb kids comedy. It was more of an adult oriented film. That's my point. They can say it's a great script, but they can tweak it as much as they want, and so that's kind of aggravating a little bit. Now, we also have Ridley Scott doing that Raised by Wolves show on HBO Max. If you're definitely more on the sci-fi side of Ridley Scott, I think Raised by Wolves might be for you.
Which I think looks phenomenal. I've heard nothing.
But the last non-sci-fi film he did was The Counselor, so that does not give me any hope.
But I'm still gonna go see this new movie because Lady Gaga.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I trust anything she touches. I don't think she would have touched it if she didn't think it would be bad.
Well, you know what they say when you're that one person in the room.
Good job, Jake. Way to go. Proud of you.
You know.
The last film she touched is one of the best movies of the decade.
That it took him forever to watch because I told him it was depressing. And
I just didn't want to deal with it. And by the way, to let everybody clarify, I've only seen it that one time.
And for anybody who needs clarification, I saw the movie 5 times in theaters, and I've seen it a billion times at home, Encore Edition included, which is by far not the better of the 2 versions.
Definitely go with the regular.
Definitely go with the regular if you're looking to watch A Star is Born. That is what we're talking about. I understand we've not said the title once.
But it's a great movie.
I don't recommend Sin City Dame to Kill, which is what she is a part of again. She was also in...
Was she in Spirit?
Machete, the second Machete movie.
Machete Kills?
Which, to be honest, her actual performance in it, pretty good. The movie itself, not that good. But I do recommend season 5, American Horror Story, because her performance is phenomenal.
Robert Rodriguez came out and said that Machete Kills is a continuation of Spy Kids, and that's why Alexa Vega's in the movie.
I really hope that's not the case.
I'm really dead serious.
Well, it's better than Spy Kids 4, so, got that for us going. And there's also going to be a third one, Machete Goes to Space.
Actually, no, that got canceled.
No, I'm sure they're probably going to try to make it. But it's Danny Trejo doing anyways. Making a cameo.
No, he made a really good documentary, actually, about his life getting to where he was not currently in film and, why he does it. Did you see the one about David Arquette? The trailer? That looks so good.
Did not watch it, but I do know what you're talking about.
About him being a wrestler and coming back into it and all that kind of stuff. And Courtney's in it too.
Yeah, didn't watch the trailer. So.
You need to. Oh boy, we need to watch that.
So moving on to.
Don't mind me having some chest problems.
Wow. Moving on to Powerpuff. If you didn't think Powerpuff Girls, okay, but I like saying Powerpuff. It's much more fun. If you didn't think CW could ruin any more of your favorite childhood dramas or childhood dreams,
it's not a drama; it's a cartoon.
Childhood cartoon. Thank you. He was gonna get there for me. I promise.
They haven't ruined childhood cartoons on there yet.
Sorry, if you don't think CW can't ruin any more of your childhood, well, I'm here to tell you they can, and they're going to crush it. Even though I'm actually quite excited for this, even though I have no hope whatsoever. So
the plot of this show sounds so bad.
So we have one thing that I'm really excited for, and that's Diablo Cody, who will be a writer and executive producer, phenomenal writer.
What is she?
Yes, it's a girl.
What has she done?
Well, so she did Juno.
Ooh.
Phenomenal. And then she did another movie that is
just say the title.
Okay, Jennifer's Body, which is by far one of the best movies, like horror movies. So
let me get this straight. The writer of Juno and Jennifer's Body is writing Powerpuff Girls.
Yes.
Mojo Jojo is going to be dope in this show, ladies and gentlemen.
And it will be starring your typical Bubbles, Blossom, and Buttercup.
As teens.
No, as jaded 20-somethings who lost their childhood to crime fighting. So, let me ask you a question, Zachary.
Yeah.
Do you actually think there's going to be crime fighting in
No.
this? Or do you think it's going to be about romance?
Listen, if I don't see a fucking Powerpuff Girl fly around and shoot lasers out of her eyes, I'm going to be really pissed. They got Supergirl already.
Promote me with this
that.
And then give me this. Even though I really do think she's a great writer, and I'm really happy that she has a great vehicle, which just hope that it really does stand still.
Is Greg Berlanti working on it at all?
No, it will not be connected to any bit of...
It'd be dope, though.
No,
we get the budget it needs.
They're not DC characters, so no, I personally don't want them there.
But then we get the budget it needs.
Well, we would hope that they would just give it to him anyways, okay? And of course, they're working on this. The pilot has not been like greenlit or anything. This is just a new one that CW is like, oh, I really like that script. We'll move forward into the next thing. you ever heard how pilot season does, I highly recommend you go find out. It's fascinating. And so who knows if it even
Speaking of pilot season, did you just hear the news about ABC? They pushed their entire original pilot lineup till 2022. It's not coming out next year.
Yeah.
They pushed their entire Variety not Variety, Hollywood Reporter posted on it. They're pushing their entire.
I know Grey's Anatomy starts filming next week,
which is good. It's nice seeing stuff starting to get back in, and I know they're all taking precautions, which is good.
Yeah.
Because Batman starts shooting against it.
Batman's already started filming.
So yeah. Jurassic World, although that Jurassic World is the stronger one I think of the bunch because it's been going on.
Well, also another movie that we weren't going to talk about, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the new one, which has gone through a lot of different changes here as of recent, is also filming in Bulgaria. Most things are being filmed in outside countries and stuff.
That's why Batman's shooting Liverpool.
Which is why Batman is shooting currently. Anything that's going to be happening done here has been having to be pushed off.
Yeah. So before we get to a sadder subject, I actually want to go to the review portion real quick. Because
that's not for us.
Oh, I know that's not for us, but I want to use it real quick. Please click. Jacob, you saw 2 movies this week.
Oh, I'm having an actual review come out for one of those.
Oh, I know, but I want to talk about it with you because I'm here.
Yeah, but I don't.
Not unhinged.
Oh, we can talk about Inception.
I would love to hear your. So I want to make this very clear. Jacob pulled to me. I don't remember seeing Dark Knight all in theaters.
I didn't see Inception.
We didn't see Inception in theaters, but he doesn't remember Inception, which I know he's seen before. And so, Jacob, please explain to the audience what you told me after you got done seeing Inception, because hearing your reaction to this film was kind of cool.
So I want to first preference Inception's been out for 10 years. So when it becomes to spoilers, I don't give a fuck.
Thank you.
So I'm going to tell you my honest reaction, and that is the end of this fucking movie. Okay, the movie itself, iconic. The hallway fight sequence, iconic.
Which makes me kind of disappointed with the Tenet action.
No, it looks beautiful. The Tenet action does look beautiful, and it's all practical.
Which he's known for.
So it's going to be even more pretty. There is obviously some cuts backwards stuff, but they did like the gun shooting and stuff. I know that's
I heard the building explosion was really hard to do.
But the car flipping and all that stuff backwards, it's all was done in real life.
That's why you gotta love Nolan.
They did it all in one take.
That's why you gotta love Nolan. Because
they couldn't do it again. They said they weren't allowed. So that's phenomenal. The plane crash sequence, I'm really looking forward to. Even though I personally feel like that the 9-minute thing that they released in front of Inception, which I did watch, was a little too heavy on the action. So you're
saying people not to watch that Inception?
I don't believe you should watch the Tenet behind the scenes. I think it's a little too much giving away, not so much about what the movie's about, but also just in general. Either way, back to Inception. Inception, if you didn't know, is a movie about going inside a dream, inside a dream, inside a dream, inside a dream. And
Inception.
Yes, well, 3 dreams is Inception, 4 dreams is just straight up what the fuck. And this one goes 4 dreams in. Now you don't know that until you actually watch it because it doesn't go 4 dreams in.
It's the whole core concept of the film is them trying to get past the 4th dream.
No, the 3rd dream.
The 3rd, right?
Because he gets to the 3rd dream, he gets shot by Ma. Oh my God, Scarecrow gets shot by Ma, and is that confusing to say Scarecrow, or does everybody understand that I'm talking about Batman Begins Scarecrow? Should I be much more specific there?
Look at the guy's actors.
If I didn't want to, it takes so much work.
And then the girl who plays Ma
is Marion Cotillard,
who is, by the way, one of the best actresses ever.
What?
Marion Cotillard, she's one of the best actresses ever.
Sure. Cillian Murphy.
Killian.
Yep, that's exactly what that says. All I can remember is 28 Days Later when I saw his penis. So, good for him.
One of the best actors also. I love Killian. He's in a lot of things. He's in a lot of things.
He's really in a lot of things.
He's really good.
Of knowing things. Also, Tom Hardy, honestly,
actually talks in this movie with nothing on his face.
Pretty phenomenal. Obviously, I love me some good George Gordon-Levitt.
He's really funny in the movie.
Oh, he is.
Hardy is really funny.
And Ellen Page had a very nuanced performance, which I was not expecting. And also, I wasn't expecting her role to be so big, and so it was such a nice surprise.
This is also one of my favorite Leo roles, too. I love him in this movie.
Leonardo DiCaprio and I did not get along with Cobb. No, we did not.
Also, there's Michael Caine. I mean,
Yeah.
Michael Caine's in everything he does.
Yeah. I mean, so is Cillian Murphy.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Good job,
Amari also.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, not the important part here. The important part is, so Cillian Murphy gets shot by Marion Cotillard, and they're all freaking out, and they're like, oh my god, it's all ruined, and now I can't go and be with my children. Oh, I'm so sad, whatever, we'll get there. And so they're like, we'll go one step deeper. Ellen Page and Marion Cotillard are going one step deeper into his mind, which is just one big clusterfuck. So we go one step deeper.
Which you get hints of his clusterfuck throughout the film.
The whole movie is like just about his clusterfuck of his mind.
It's the elevator scene, right?
No, this is past the elevator scene. We are past that. We're going to go find Mao so we can save Cillian Murphy because she took him to this other world, which makes no sense. These are the parts of the movie when you start actually like going through it. I'm sure if I talked to Christopher Nolan, he could tell me why this stuff works, but just from
you don't have him on speed dial.
I don't. I'm sorry. I just can't call him up for you. But I don't.
What's up, CN? Thanks for watching the show, pal.
But
sorry, I called you CN.
He doesn't know you. You can't sue him. He does not have anything. So you're suing him for nothing. But you can. Either way, you're welcome.
Thanks.
Baby Yoda. Remember to sue Baby Yoda. Important. See? Okay, so either way, oh my god, look at your theme song for the end of the episode when we dance.
Yeah.
Okay. Either way, we're getting so sidetracked. Stop it, I'm being distracted. And so, oh my god, Dilip Rao as Eustace was phenomenal.
It sucks they come in so late in the film.
He didn't. No, they're in a lot of the movie. No.
Hardy's in a lot of film, isn't he?
Yep, they all are. They all are.
But they only get time to shine till the end.
Nope. Everybody gets, the equal amount of screen time.
The only scene I remember with Hardy is when they're in the winter.
Yeah, that's the end of the movie, but he's in the whole thing. He has a big role in everything.
My favorite scene with Hardy's he's really funny at the end.
Either way, so basically they have to go down there, and then we find out the big twist. Now, as I told Zachary, I was like, oh my god, he murdered her. Because this whole movie is all about Leonardo DiCaprio going through this whole thing with his life. And no, he technically did murder her, if you've seen the movie. He did Inception inside her brain and told her to kill herself. Jesus Christ, when it happened, I got cold chills.
Hence his sting.
Yeah, he has a spinny thing. But I got cold chills. I was like, holy shit, this went on a whole nother level. Because, he did murder her. I have that strong feeling. We've seen this scene before. And so she jumped, so she committed suicide. But I was like, this feels a little fishy. This feels a little fishy. And, no, it's because he straight up, yeah. And then we also find out that he saves the dude. He gets out, and he gets to go home to his children. But the way Inception works, now if you're not dreaming, is if his spinning thing falls over, and yet his spinning thing never did fall over, and he allowed himself to see his children's faces, which was, one would say, problematic, because he never got to really see it not fall over. And so, is he dreaming? Is he not dreaming? No one will ever know.
That's the best thing about the film, is that you never see the topper fall. I personally think Cobb is in a dream, and that while in the dream he spins it to give his own mental way of going, you know what? I'm never going to leave this place. I'm never going to be able to see my kids unless I'm here within myself, and that's the only way I can do it. The movie's fucking beautiful. I love that movie to death.
I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of want it to be just a little bit longer so we can look at it and say, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
But he didn't. And, that's fine. It was not.
So, with our grading, what would you give Inception?
Oh, it's definitely an A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not an A+?
No.
It's got issues.
It's got issues.
Technically older films, when you really look at them, some of the more, what were back then, really, really impressive stuff doesn't hold up.
No, oh my god, no, that's not what I'm talking about. This whole movie hold up.
Story-wise.
Perfectly. The movie itself, flawless. It seemed like if it came out today.
Why are you giving it an A?
Oh, because it doesn't deserve an A+.
But you just said it's flawless.
No, visually it's flawless. Let's say trailers and stuff were just coming out and Tenet wasn't his new movie, Inception was his new movie. I could believe you. I'd be like,
can I ask you a question though?
Yeah.
Did the city they were in look a lot like Gotham at all to you?
We don't talk about that though. They're not really there very often.
So I actually want to do that to just give us a little bit more lighter tone of the show.
We're going to DC Fandom.
Oh.
That's last.
Oh.
Yeah, so,
Well, that was
We did
fun
for no
too.
reason.
It was fun though.
Not as good as my Jurassic Park. That was phenomenal. By the way,
Would
we
you
have
give that movie an A plus? Because of how old it is and how long it's still.
nope.
Jurassic Park deserves an A plus.
Definitely.
That is a perfect movie.
I'd say a B, maybe a B plus. Doesn't even scale into the A's. Just a personal. Let's see. If I had to rank the Jurassic series, I would
Tread your light there carefully.
I would probably say Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, Jurassic Park 2, Jurassic Park 3. And that's all of them.
You would put Fallen Kingdom ahead of. Hey, Jacob, what happened this weekend?
What? What do you mean?
DC fan.
Oh, right. Sorry. We forgot. We're going to talk about DC and Family in its entirety. Now, I do want to say both of us had very different experiences with DC fans. Since I watched the whole thing, he did not. And that is the difference.
That's actually not true.
Okay. Did you watch every panel in Hall H? Every single one of them? Word for word? Heard every single verbatim?
I was there for what I considered to be the funner ones. Like I saw the Voices of Batman, which was a beautiful one. I didn't see the Joker one. He told me about the Joker one. The Joker one sounded awesome.
Yeah.
Cameos. But
Christopher Nolan.
Speaking of, and fucking Jack Nicholson, I can't believe I missed that. That sucks. You have no idea. He has not done a thing for anything, but he came back to talk about the Joker. It hurts. It hurts.
And I have to say, seeing Mark Hamill, I wasn't super happy.
His
last few performances were just not great.
Mark's going through a lot right now. You leave the poor guy alone.
His last two performances were just
stale. I think he's great in Last Jedi. He's not good in Rise of Skywalker.
I'm talking about for the Joker.
Well, Bruce tended to give him really good material to work with.
It doesn't matter. I'm just saying it was quite stale.
He's great in The Killing. He's great in The Killing Joke. Of everybody in the film, he's the best. Because I think his character gets the most to do.
I just don't.
You don't like The Killing Joke, and that's fine.
No, I just don't agree.
Who's better in that movie? It's not Kevin.
Well, I can tell you this much. No one's good in that movie.
I disagree.
There's not a single... When I watched The Killing Joke, okay, when we saw The Killing Joke in theaters, and I can prove it because we have a ticket. It's somewhere on my wall.
That was the craziest thing. I'll never forget when you and me saw that together.
And Dad.
Yeah.
We saw The Killing Joke in theaters because they did a fandom event for it. And I was so excited because it's one of my favorite graphic novels of all time.
And then the beginning happened.
And then the first 20 minutes happened. And I was like, what? And I looked at Zachary. I can remember specifically looking at Zachary. And I told him, this is going to be...
Our theater was the best.
I looked at him and I told him, this is going to be the worst movie of the year for me. And it was the worst movie of the year for me.
Our theater perfectly encapsulates what he says. When this scene happens...
When I'm just gonna ruin it because
when Batman fucks Batgirl.
When Batman fucks Batgirl.
Our theater, I saw people leave. And they played like a making of documentary in front of the movie.
Like they did everything they could.
It was so hyped.
Like they tried their hardest to make us feel like we're going to go see something great, and then you actually start and you're just like no. And then I was like, maybe it was just a theater experience. Maybe it's just because initial shock that I didn't like the movie. And so I was like, I'm going to watch it again. I'm going to put myself through this again because maybe I'll like it better after having some time. I hated it more. And that's where I come back and I say that I didn't like anything about this performances, even included.
The reason I'm not, I do not like the movie at all. I think it's a bad movie. But the reason I give it a slide is because I understand what Bruce was trying to do. He was trying to give more to Barbara because let's be honest, in the graphic novel, Barbara does not get a lot to do. She's mainly there to get shot.
Yes, but that's because with the graphic novel, you had years and years and years of Barbara Gordon being Batgirl.
Right, but in the movie, you don't get that.
It doesn't matter. This movie was not made for the average Joe. This movie was made for the fans. The fans knew it. The fans did not need it. The fans.
Let me ask you a question. No, let me ask you a genuine question. If that scene was not in there, and it was just about Barbara being Batgirl leading up to getting her shot, would it have been better for you?
Yeah. But it doesn't matter it ruined the movie. It ruined the whole experience. And I also personally I don't think the way they handled situations that were brought up I think the only scene in the whole movie that was genuinely good, that was like genuinely, like I enjoyed myself, was her getting shot.
Because it was very well done.
Everything else, even the final big moment of where they laughed together. Lots of spoilers going on right now.
I love that moment.
When they laughed together, I still didn't think was good. I didn't think it was earned. I didn't think it was necessary. I didn't know. I thought it was trash. So, not that this is a review of the Batman the Killing Joke,
but let's just say it is. We both give it an F.
Oh my God! Yeah,
it's on there, including what we're going to talk about when we watch later. It's to me, it's one of the worst DC animated movies of all time.
And I'm not gonna lie, and I can promise you, it is. What is his name? Oh my God! What is his name?
Bruce Timm.
Bruce Timm's fault.
Unfortunately, Bruce just put too much in his britches, and it sucks because
he over-sexualized Batwoman or Batgirl.
No, he did.
Wrong. And I think it did play a problem inside the story. He could not let the story just be. And I get it. It's a graphic novel, and they need to be an hour and some odd minutes, and so they had to add extra things. And I respect that. We see it over and over again in so many other DC animation properties. I just don't think what they added
was necessary.
What they should have added. There's many other places where the Joker could have been added. Scenes with the Joker, scenes with Batman himself, scenes leading up to with Batgirl that were not what we saw.
You know what's crazy? It's right after the shot happens. I mean, it's right after the sex scene happens is where the actual graphic novel starts.
Yeah.
Because then she gets shot, Batman goes to Arkham. So
it's practically saying this is what happened before she got shot. And it takes away everything that Barbara Gordon stands for. And it's just...
But
when people read the script, when Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill, Tara Strong, people we trust in this business that work on these movies constantly, when they sat down to read the script, I have a feeling a lot went through their head is that this is The Killing Joke, one of the most famous graphic novels of all time for these characters, and we're going to be a part of it. They didn't even sit down to read the monstrosity that they actually had to sit through.
Well, you also have to remember, all three of those people trust him.
I know. I feel bad for them.
I don't. It was their decision to do it.
No, I agree, but I think Mark Hamill was by far the worst.
Why are you hating on Hamill?
No, just in this movie alone, I just thought he was very stilted.
This Joker's very stilted. He's not supposed to be the wacky, maniacal Joker we know. He's supposed to be like this very methodical, narcissist in this movie, and he's trying to be a Heath Ledger Joker, and he's not.
Yeah,
no, Mark Hamill is his Joker. You can't play that, and that's why Cameron Monaghan. We're just talking about DC because it's fandom entirety, and that's why
this is stuff that was talked about at DC Fan. It's not like we're not talking about anything that wasn't.
And that's why Cameron Monaghan's Joker always bothered me in Gotham because he was trying to be Heath, and it didn't work.
I didn't get that.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Really?
I didn't get that impression.
He does that a lot.
I am, bro.
I think Cameron Monaghan's are the best, honestly, in the finale.
And to be honest with you, it's been, I don't know, 5-6 years since I've even seen The Dark Knight. And so it probably also plays the fact that I don't really remember all the very particular. I remember most of the scenes of Joker.
I'm going to be honest with you. If you want to watch a good Batman animated movie by Bruce Timm with these people, I always tell people, watch Mask of the Phantasm. It's on Netflix. It's one of the best Batman films, and that's why I consider Kevin Conroy one of the best Batman of all time, because technically he was on film. He was in a theater, so therefore he can be one of the best Batman that we've ever seen on screen.
I'm not saying that like all these people are bad at what they do. I just think in this particular film,
they were all stilted. It wasn't just Mark. Everybody
just wasn't great. I feel like they read the script afterwards and they're just like, this is not what I signed up for.
I honestly think it's because they trust Bruce and they were like, okay, you've done Batman before. You've used these characters very vividly. And, the whole reason Batgirl is with us today is because of Bruce Timm. I don't think people realize is that, Harley Quinn and Batgirl were both created by the same man. And it's crazy to me that of the two, he treated Harley Quinn the most shit in the animated series. If you've never seen the Last Laugh episode for Batman, it's the best episode of the series involving Joker, Harley, and Batman. It's one of the best. I hate the design of Batman in this movie too.
I hate just everything. it seemed very cheap, you know. And also, I feel like they're trying to be more edgy and like her boobs and just things in general. I think they were trying to be more edgy because it was rated R, and they're like, "Oh,
it didn't need to be rated R." That was the biggest thing about this movie is that it didn't need to be rated R. There is certain material in the graphic novel that is not adult, that is not kid friendly. I understand that.
I don't know. I think for the torture scenes at the end of the film,
when Gordon does the drive,
that's what I mean. That stuff I think should have been rated R, and the shooting itself to portray it the right way should be rated R. But I think because they're like, oh my God, we have the rated R rating, we're going to go so far that we're just going to depend on that. I think a lot of people when it came out agreed with that. Is that the radar rating ended up actually hurting the film in the long run.
I think that this quote perfectly accentuates this film. This is the first line of Batman the Killing Joke, the animated film, as Barbara says. First of all, I realize this is probably not how you thought the story would start. Boy, are you correct there, Barbara. Not with a big shiny moon or a city that could look stunning in the split of itself, or me. I wanted you to know before the horror began, before it all came crashing down, there was a time when capes and cows and fighting crime really was exciting. And that got me excited. That line when the movie starts is awesome. So I was like, we're going to see her in the old Batman, the animated suit. We're going to see them working together. Because honest to God, we see more of Batman, Nightwing, and Robin than we ever see Batman and Batgirl in the old show. And I was like, it's finally their time to shine. And did they do?
They truly did. They shined all the way to the moon. Okay, back to DC fandom. Let's get off this Killing Joke. I'm gonna exit you. You are just a problem. You're a disease. You pop up way too often.
So let's talk about the highlights and what didn't work for us at Fandom.
Okay.
I think we should start with the negative.
That's fine.
And build up to the positive.
That's fine.
I think that both the Aquaman and Flash panels were absolutely worthless.
Flash panel I don't think is worthless. Aquaman panel I don't know. Here's the problem, and I think ultimately this is truly the major problem with this. On one end, it was pretty cool that we couldn't scrub through it. A problem with Comic-Con at home was the fact that we could skip all the fun part of the conversations and the talking
and get right to the stuff.
And get right to the trailers and like whatever else was going to be dropping. But I think a problem with this, with doing it the way they did it, like if you were at Hall H or whatever, which is cool when they're trying to bring Comic-Con to us in their own way, I think there was a lot of panels in between that are not the big ones. And I do agree Flash and Aquaman were disappointing. We should have, I don't know, I just feel like it should have been more not in a constant like stream.
No,
it should have been like you get to pick this panel if you want to go here, and you should be this one, and there should be cap limits, so you don't get to go there, so you have to wait because until it comes back online.
That was the aggravating things. Like they said, make your schedule, and I didn't feel like anything was with that at all.
And also with the fact that these were already pre-recorded, there was not one of these at all that was not pre-recorded, that was not live, except for maybe I would say everything was probably live.
The only one I could say that was probably not recorded was Batman. I think at the end.
No, I still say it was all
the Pattinson thing just felt really off. It didn't feel like it was it didn't feel like it was recorded because of the way he was acting.
I'd say that it was all probably it could have been pre-recorded 2 days before it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I'd say everything was pre-recorded, so I don't understand why there wasn't just a list and you could choose the panels by going into them and would say the cap limit's too high or whatever, so you have to go to a different one.
Yeah.
And then jumping back to that one, I don't think there should have been a time limit, and I don't mind the 24 hours if they would have done it this way. The constant loop, there's a lot of panels that I didn't want to sit through that were 40 minutes long. The Sandman panel, I'm sure if you probably really liked the book and things.
And you were getting excited for like the stuff they're doing with Netflix.
And the audiobook and the Netflix stuff. I'm sure you would have liked it. You would have enjoyed it. I personally was bored. And so I was just like not paying attention. Which made the Flash and the Aquaman, for interrupting you. The Flash and the Aquaman stuff, which are disappointing panels, much more fun. Because I had to sit through all these not so great panels because I didn't care.
The reason the Flash and Aquaman one were disappointing me the most was because so first off, I want to talk about two specific people.
Sure.
From this, I want to talk about Ezra Miller and I want to talk about Jason Momoa.
Okay.
I find it so fucking weird that of everybody who supported Snyder, the one person who should have been there was not there. Was Jason Momoa. He was not there at the Justice League panel. He wasn't even on his own Aquaman panel.
Yeah.
I found it very, very, very weird. And I know people are going to say, well, he's probably working on Dune. Really? He couldn't take 10 minutes away from his day to sit in front of a camera, answer the question for Zack Snyder, and move on? It was weird. And then nothing, absolutely nothing was brought about Ezra Miller.
Which is not shocking because they didn't want to bring up the negatives and stuff. I personally, I
found it awkward.
I found a lot. I talked to a lot of coworkers and stuff about it because once again, Aquaman they didn't discuss the elephant in the room,
Amber Heard,
which was not. Oh my God, we're getting a sequel. No, it's the fact is Mara coming back because technically at this very moment in time, if they said, oh, she can come back, it wouldn't be technically it's going to be a bad thing because I think both Johnny Depp and her careers are over. But I think if they were like, oh, we're just going to continue on because there was nothing truly coming out of the whole court case.
Yeah.
That I think that we didn't already know, that we didn't already make our opinion about. And the court themselves said, we're not even really sure where we're going to land on this because you guys both equally fucked up.
Yeah.
So I think personally, even if they would have came out and said, well, she's coming back and you guys can decide if you want to see it or not because she's still going to be a part of this universe or whatever. I don't think, you know what I mean? I think that would have been even more interesting. And for Flash, I talked to a lot of people about it, and my coworkers and stuff who like DC, and they were like, why is he still there? They should have recasted him. And I agree. And I really do hope Snyder Cut makes me believe in Ezra Miller's The Flash, because I just don't.
And it's not because of his performance in Justice League. With everything going on with Miller right now, I honestly don't think it was a good idea to have him at FANDOME to begin with. Because even people over there tweeting over the tweets, we're all talking about why is Miller here? Why is Miller here? It just feels weird.
With the Flash panel itself,
I didn't learn anything new.
I also didn't like when he came in. He's like, "Oh, Flash beat" or whatever. I didn't like his whole interaction with the panel either. I felt very off. I just didn't enjoy it at all.
No, I love what Muschietti was saying about how Batman's going to be, and you know what? And we talked about this. I really think that to be announced panel was about Ben coming back. I really, 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 really do. Because I found it weird that as soon as Ben was announced, the to be announced panel was cut off.
I have a feeling that I don't really know what it was for.
I don't think it was for Henry.
I don't really know what it was for, but it could also have been a TV thing or something like that. And then all.
But why would they keep Flash?
Because they said when they came out and they talked about how it was going to be broken up into 2 days over a course of 2 months.
Do you think it could have been Superman and Lois?
Yeah, they said they grabbed the biggest panels from Watchverse that people were scheduling or whatever, and they put it over. The biggest one out of it
was
Flash. And they're like, so we'll give it to you this day. Everything else is still going to premiere. On
I have
September,
to say, of the 2 Flash panels, I love the TV panel.
I didn't watch it because I'm currently.
I love it because the cast just worked so well together, and no one felt dry. In both the Justice League panel and the Flash panel, Ezra felt dry. Muschietti was giving more of an emotional thing about the movie than he was. Which, by the way, I love Muschietti. I love his wife. They care about the Flash, and I can clearly tell. So I'm happy with them staying. And then also we gotta talk about the suit.
What would Flash
2022.
No, it's 2021.
No, it's 2022. There it is.
There we go.
So, okay, first off, the big elephant in the room.
I'll pull it up.
Okay.
Now you don't have to.
Gotcha. So the big elephant.
Look over there.
The big elephant in the room. I still don't like that at all. I still don't like Keaton. I still don't like it.
That is definitely Keaton.
That's Keaton through and through. I still don't like it.
And we're not going to talk spoilers and stuff because we do. At least I'm pretty sure I know the whole why Batman himself is going to be in this movie.
Yeah.
Like not Bruce. Ben.
Yeah.
But just in case, because it does contain light spoilers, I don't want to discuss it entirely. There's videos and stuff.
I think Ben's involvement in the movie is going to be just a goodbye for his Batman, which is fine. I'd rather him have that and then move on. But we can actually get a closer image of the suit right on this picture right here. I don't like it at all. It doesn't look like it. That looks like Grant Gustin. So that makes it a bigger question. Does Grant show up in this movie?
I don't know, which we can talk about
because the creator of Flash is like, well, now we've had Flash. I want to get Wonder Woman. I want to get Cyborg. I'm like, well, what are you trying to do here, man?
So let's come off of this real fast since that brings up a great question. And
that's a cool poster though. That's dope. I actually really like that.
So we're gonna pop off of here. We're gonna come back into here. And I'm going to talk about a panel Zachary did not get to watch.
Mm-hmm.
It was a longer panel.
Multiverse panel. Which I really wanted to watch.
I think it was so
important.
And I think a lot of people didn't watch it because they didn't realize how important this particular panel was.
Before we get started, do you like Walter Hamada?
I do. I enjoy him. I don't really know if I enjoy everything he's talking about doing.
But do you think he gets the DC universe?
But I think he came in. He was like, "Holy shit, this is like real fucked up. How do I fix this?" And I really do believe this is the only answer.
Well, he's not wrong.
No, I do strongly believe this is the only answer. So let me tell you what that answer is.
Which is the multiverse.
Which is the multiverse. And so what it means, and just to be very simple, we're going to talk about both TV area and movie area.
Should we talk about TV because you don't remember Crisis?
No, we're not going to talk about that in Pacific.
Well, that's part of the multiverse problem.
Yeah, but we're not going to talk about that specifically. I'm just going to talk about how Ezra Miller did show up in those things.
Which is so fucking cool.
Yeah, which is what we're going to talk about. But we're going to start with movies. So they said there's going to be a main timeline, and then there's going to be side timelines, in which we'll talk about those. So the main timeline is the Batman versus Superman, Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck.
That's the main timeline.
Gal Gadot. Those people, they're a part of the main timeline. Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie. But then, because they have so many different creators and they want to give everybody their creative power and stuff.
Which I love, by the way. I think of the two studios and think DC's doing the whole creative control thing a lot better than Marvel. Continue.
I do agree, but I do believe that there's... I think there's a problem with this, which we'll talk about as well.
We never got that with Marvel.
No, I definitely do agree, but I have some mixed opinions. So, well, like I said, and just here alone, which we talked about beforehand, which we'll talk about. Sorry, there's a lot to talk about there.
There is.
So, and then they verged off, and these are different Earths, is what they're calling them, but the multiverse is just different stories. They're different versions of these characters that we already grew to love. So we have Joker off in one corner. Yeah, sorry, I could come in real quick.
Totally, our Earths.
Yeah,
we have Earth 22, Earth 34.
Yeah, but we're
Earth
not going
89.
to. It's too confusing.
I'm just letting you know.
I just know it's just too confusing for an average viewer. So I'm just going to do this very simply.
You're doing average. You're doing average viewer. I'm doing the comic guys. I still love you.
I do too.
I know.
I'm just trying to not.
I just want to make sure I just want to make sure everybody understands.
Yeah.
Like we know both sides.
Oh yeah,
we're trying to explain it the best way we can.
Yeah. So we have the main timeline, and then we have Jared Leto's Joker, which is a part of the main timeline, and then we have Joaquin Phoenix Joker over here.
Yeah.
And we have the Batman movie over here.
Pattinson over here. So this is where it also gets confusing for me a little bit. So the Suicide Squad.
That's a part of the main timeline.
But it's set in the 1970s.
No, it's the 1970s. The way he shot the movie, the movie itself is not set in 1970s. The movie itself is set in present day.
Okay, he didn't clarify that at all.
But it's he wanted to make a 1970s war movie.
Gotcha.
With suicide in his own way.
Which we'll get to them, by the way. We were very different on that one.
I don't know. I also have mixed feelings, but I think it was by far one of the most funnest
King
panels.
Shark looks dope.
I do agree, and I just have to say,
I love King Shark getting so much love. It makes me so happy.
I have to say, because he's my favorite character on DC Harley Quinn, I am so fucking excited for all the King Shark love.
And Suicide Squad? Oh.
All right,
we shouldn't have done that, Shock.
That love it. Love it. I do love the fact that they realize that he's a great comedian. I really do hope this is
I'm glad they're sticking with it. They're not making him over dramatized or anything. He's just a fun, wacky shark.
So back to the main thing here. Yeah. And this is how they explained why the Flash was in the Arrowverse, because they're all connected through this one multiverse. The TVs are connected, but they're just on different Earths, which it's the best way I can explain it.
Yeah.
And so Flashpoint, back to Flash, which we were just talking about, is running through these different Earths because so interesting. Christopher Nolan has his own Earth. His Batman is over there. Then we have the Keaton Batman.
Which is why it would blow my fucking mind if Christian Bale showed back as Batman. It'd be nuts.
And so everybody's connected and everybody can be played with because they're all under the same roof, which is the coolest thing about this. Marvel, now it's the same case. Now it's getting much more
happening,
but it's not fully there. And so that's really cool and things. But yeah, so that's what they're doing, and that's Zachary's been asking for an explanation of why all these things are confusing. What can I believe? What do I care about? Why should I care about this?
And now it's all just there.
Now it's just
and so
now it's your choice to figure out, do you like the main timeline or are you just going to watch the side ones?
But that's what I love about this is that this is why I am so Grace Randolph. We watched a lot beyond the trailer. Me and her are big affiliations for the Elseworld stuff. I am not a fan of the main timeline, but I love the fact that now I don't have to worry about that. I now have my separate Earths. If I can go watch the Batman, or if I want to continue on with the Joker, I can continue on with this story. If they continue with it, but if they continue to do this, they're not gonna They can still have DC fans going to see movies, but they can pick the Elseworlds or part of that they don't want to be a part of.
Now, but to
So
counter,
I can also see the counteract to this.
to the counteract of this, and going back to Marvel's whole plan of having an episodic, but Marvel is also bringing the multiverse up next 2 years.
And yeah, 2022.
Yeah, 2 years, same year that the
Flash comes out. We'll see who does it better. Doctor Strange comes out first.
No.
Yeah?
Yes.
It's out in May.
Yes, it does.
That comes out in April.
Is that it?
Yeah, so they're a month.
So that comes out first.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Okay.
Who do you think's going to do it better?
Honestly, and I don't mean to be mean, I do think Doctor Strange is going to do better.
Well, no offense.
And this has nothing against DC.
It's just they've established their...
I just don't think the writer, who does seem very excited about it, just her other work is just not.
Hey, don't do that to her, Bumblebee. Don't do that to her.
But here's the thing: we can't just put all baskets in one movie.
No. I agree. But for every bad film that she's wrote, she has a good film too. She also wrote Kubo and the Two Strings, which is a great movie.
Depending on if you liked it or not.
Moving on.
Either way. But I personally, I don't. We talked about beforehand how Batman himself was all over this whole thing, and there's so many different Batmans that it's going to be. I think I just mean this to a basic, someone who's just going.
Much.
It's too much, and this is the problem with using the multiverse, is that as a creator standpoint, I want to do this, but as just someone who's going to go pay to go see this movie, I don't.
What I'm worried about with the multiverse stuff is that they're going to say, okay, Batman's up for grabs for everybody. And I'm worried we're going to see Batman everywhere. We don't need him everywhere.
You mean animation?
Huh?
You mean like animation?
Yeah.
What are you doing there?
God. Justice League Dark, the new film coming out. It doesn't make sense.
What are you doing there? You don't need to be there. But you're there.
So here's my thing. I think they went the wrong route with this Flash thing. They should have went Flash and Flash, not Flash and Batman, because it doesn't make sense. I think it would have been really fucking cool if they would have found a way to make Ezra Miller and Grant Gustin co-stars in the Flash movie of them going together through the Flashpoint together.
Now we can't. The thing that used to be, they're on television, so it doesn't matter. They're never
off the table.
They're never going to make it to the big screen. That's off the table because Ezra Miller was on television.
By the way, if you found it really, really cool, by the way, cover your ears just for a quick second.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
No.
Okay. I thought it was really cool during Crisis on Infinite Earths when he showed up and the screen went widescreen. I thought that was really, really, really cool.
I did hear you, and I had already seen Crisis on Infinite Earths, and they showed the clip in the multiverse panel. So
I just think that's really, really, really cool. It made it feel like a movie for just a slight second.
And also, not to be that person, as I am watching The Flash, which we'll talk about in what we have been watching, I am watching The Flash as we speak, actually, currently, right now, and I do believe Grant Gustin is probably a better Flash.
No, there's no problem. He is the better Flash.
And that was the main problem with, when they were talking about bringing the Flash into the DCU. A lot of people are like, okay, but we already have it. We already fell in love. We've been with him for 5 years.
But see, this is where I think this whole multiverse thing. If Hamada does it right, you can have your chicken and eat it too.
Yeah.
You can have your CW Flash, but. And this is where I'm really hoping that, because we now know that both Flash and Cyborg get the most additional screen time in Justice League of everybody.
Yep.
So I'm really hoping that this fleshes out the Flash to where we feel better about him. Because I can tell you this right now.
I definitely do.
In that trailer, he wasn't annoying.
No, he was much better.
He was much better because he was down-toned. It just made he was
Zack
better.
Snyder chose Ezra Miller
for a reason.
And I want to know why. And if Zack Snyder's Justice League does not impress me,
then I have no faith for this film.
I have no faith. It's going to be kind of cool to see Michael Keaton back in the role. I'm just saying. It's also going to be kind of cool to see Michelle Pfeiffer back in the role. But to be honest with you, I don't really care. I would much prefer a different film. And if they are going to do the one thing with Batman, which I don't want to spoil just in case it does happen.
Then what was the
Why
point?
couldn't they just do it with Ezra Miller too?
It doesn't make... Now...
And also, if you do that with him, doesn't that mean everybody else is going to fall away if we're talking about multiverse roles?
See, they're going to pick and choose.
Yeah, I know. And see, this is my problem now that we have an answer where someone's like, oh, I don't understand the DC, and we say, oh, it's the multiverse, and then we have to explain it because that's just how it works.
Have you heard there could also be like an all-female DC Trinity if they do this?
Yes, I have.
With Batgirl, Supergirl, and Wonder Woman, which I think would be really cool if they do it right.
And I think DC could do it.
That's why I think that's what they're going for, because we now know that Michael Keaton
will be training a Batgirl.
They missed a fucking opportunity.
We already talked about it. We don't need to talk about it again.
Making my heart hurt.
Okay, we'll move on. All right,
The coolest part about all of this with Flash is that Ben Affleck's coming back.
Yes, and if they do that, I don't know. I also don't want them to use the multiverse as an excuse.
Yes, I completely agree.
And I have a feeling that there could be moments in time where they're like, oh, it's a multiverse, it's fine.
Now, with this being the case, if the Snyderverse is its own thing, technically, if Ben wanted to, Ben could do an HBO Max spin-off series within the Snyderverse, which so I kind of hope happens. I think if the Snyderverse kicks off very, very, very well, I think the Snyderverse should stay on HBO Max. I think that going forward, Man of Steel Superman with Henry Cavill should be. Yeah, I hated these comments.
Well, don't worry about it. Don't look at the screen.
But I really hope that when we get back with Ben, that either this is his final goodbye, or this is him wanting to come back, because he only read the script 2 weeks ago, and decided to come, and I just want it to be good. I love Flash to death. Flash is one of my favorite DC characters besides Batman. Grant Gustin helped with that, but I really hope that they do this justice, and I really hope they figure out to do something with Ezra, because either he's going to be the Flash, they're going to make him better in Justice League, or he's gone. It's one of the two. And that's how I feel about it.
All right, so we're going to move on to Aquaman. I'm going to read something off to you. There's 2 things that came out of Aquaman panel. It was
Ocean Master's coming back.
Ocean Master, which I really enjoyed Patrick Wilson in the role.
I did too, but that was a given.
I'm not mad that he's coming back, but also like
this quote right here.
But we're gonna read a little bit of a quote said by Juan himself, and I have all confidence in Juan because
but this worries me.
I think this could be a little bit of a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So let me read it to you. I would say the sequel will be a little more serious, a little more relevant to the world we're living in today, which is fine. But I think the bigger thing coming out of this is the fact that he said, or that he alluded to, that the humor aspects of the first one, which were by far
the best parts
Jason Momoa's best elements of the first one, are being taken out almost completely. And I think that's the standout out of this whole thing.
Because
I'm okay with it being a little more serious.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like this movie. I don't like Aquaman. I think it's too overly done, and it didn't work for me.
It's okay.
But what I love about this movie was the colors and the comedy. I think both of them shine in this film. I think Atlantis thrived in vibrant, airy colors, and it felt real. And the comedy from everybody in the film, including Willem Dafoe, was very, very, very good. If you monochronize, take away all those vibrant colors and make it a serious film.
Wait, that's not exactly what he's saying, though.
But that's what I'm worried about. I was going to say, well, now I'm making it the Snyder version of Aquaman, and I'm like, then just stick with Snyder.
No, they can't do that though. They have different. But I also do believe. I don't know.
What I'm saying though.
I do understand what you mean. I don't think that's what it means though. I think he's gonna because he wants the films to feel like they match. And you have to say the horror elements did take away some of those popping, but then you have that amazing shot
with the trench.
And so I feel
the trench movie.
Oh, that's so, and it's not fully moving forward, but it's still there.
But it wasn't mentioned at all during the panel.
And they're not going. Yeah.
No, but it's been announced already. I was kind of hoping he would say, trench work's coming along very well.
But they also announced that they're going to do a new Gods movie, but we haven't heard anything about that. That wasn't on DC fandom panels.
Nothing. That could have been one.
You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Either way, I think this goes back to what Zachary was saying, is the Aquaman panel itself wasn't that great, because this is all that was new. We told you what was new.
And the rest of the panel was just them reminiscing on an almost 2-year-old movie.
Yeah, it just wasn't, I don't really know
how necessary. There was nothing that came out of it.
I think the Flash panel was much better.
We got actual information about the film going forward. So the next weakest panel for me was Shazam.
Okay, so could I go for it first?
Yes.
So first things first.
Because you actually watched the panel.
I did. So you can't say next weakest if you didn't watch it.
From what I heard, it was the next weakest panel.
That's fine. That's better. Use those words. So the big thing that came out of Shazam is Fury of the Gods is the title. They can confirm that, and then they also had a poster, which is this poster right here, which was drawn by her and things. It's just a made poster. Announcing the title. That's how they announced the title was this poster. So some things that they also hinted at was,
huh? Who's Sinbad? Oh, Sinbad won't be in Shazam 2.
Oh, okay. You had to be there.
Okay.
It was more one of those things you had to be there. Yeah. So they hinted at the fact that a big old Superman could be popping up. No confront. I liked how they did it because I thought it was really funny. I thought Zachary Levi himself did a very good job.
They do this twice.
But I do agree the only thing out of it, they really just reminisce. And like other panels, such as Aquaman, where they just straight up just talked about the first one, Zachary Levi made this a whole joke of like, oh, we can't say anything but this. Oh, we can't say anything but this.
And that's why Levi's awesome.
And that's why it was much better. And I think, honestly, one of my weakest panels, I think, was Black Adam.
We disagree.
So did you like the title? So
that's
the only thing you can really talk about.
I love the title for Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods, because that also intertwines with Black Adam. And by the way, this is also their way of doing a nod, wink, wink to the new gods. It's their way of doing it.
It comes out November 4th, 2022, but that release date, obviously.
We've got time.
Can't change.
November, though?
Yeah, it's real weird. Unless it's another Christmas movie, then it would make more sense.
It fit better with the November timeline than the other one did.
Totally would. All right, let's talk about Black Adam, Zachary.
So I loved this panel, not only because I love Boss Logic and he does great fan art for everything, but that teaser they did of if we get past the art and we just talk about the story of Black Adam, I think it sounds very cool. But guys, forget Black Adam. I know it's about him. The Justice Society of America. We get Hawkman, Dr. Fate, Cyclone, and Atom Smasher, which seeing Hawkman on the big screen for the first time, not gonna lie, might pee myself because I love Hawkman to death.
Won't lie, I already knew these things were coming in this movie. So wasn't a big reveal for me. I really wish there was names attached to these roles. I think it would.
I think we're too early right now to know anything because they haven't been able to shoot anything. So maybe they haven't.
I don't know. I think
it was going to get pushed. I don't think it's going to do 2021. I think it's 2022.
No, I think it's going to be
with everything going on right now. Unless for some miraculous reason they can get back to shooting.
I'm sure they probably could.
Hey, you were just counterfeiting.
It's more fun than Zachary.
But I think I trust The Rock because he's been working on this project for 10 years. He gives a shit about it. Otherwise, I think we're going to get a good movie. I really, really, really do. But the reason I love this panel so much because he confirmed he's not a hero. He's not a villain. He's in the middle. But the way he was talking about how he was going to portray Adam sounded like a ferocious motherfucker. And I loved it.
I very much enjoyed. I just think personally,
it's going to be a villain film. It's not going to be like an anti-villain movie. It's going to be him wanting to rule the world and the Justice Society of America being the villains of the movie. And I love that.
I don't know.
So if Superman shows up, it's going to be even doper.
Which he totally hinted
I love that so much. He's like, Superman, you want to come fight me, bro? Come fight me. I loved it. It was so cool.
I don't know. I think this comes down to the fact that I'm just not a huge fan of Dwayne Johnson. And so I just was not that impressed.
I love the logo, though.
I like it. It's fine. I think the art looks fine. But once again, the art itself was already released 2 nights before. And so it wasn't even truly new. There just wasn't enough here to excite me to like Great Links.
Well, for me, I didn't see any of that. So for me, this was all brand new information that we actually know. And I loved it. So yeah, let's get to this one. He was hyping this up for almost a week. And what we got was the most disappointing panel of the entire thing.
I don't agree.
I was so disappointed. Because we found out who Idris Elba was playing. Very upset about that. I think they could have given him a better character to use, which makes me feel like he's going to be killed off very quickly. So yeah, we have some
character.
Viola Davis. So happy she's coming back. And I love the posters, though. I think the posters are really cool. So we have Viola Davis coming back as Amanda Waller. And then, so who's next? Nathan Fillion as TDK. I don't know who this guy is, but he sounds cool. Sure. Margot, now, I want to talk about this. You are very much the Harley Quinn person of the two of us. And I've heard mixed things about her costume. How do you feel?
So I think her costume that she looks like she's in most of the movie, I think looks okay.
She looks very Arkham-ish.
It's not my favorite, but it's also not like my least favorite Harley Quinn costume that's been put on her. But I really love the dress that she's in.
Yeah. Do you prefer the concept art version where she has the pigtails?
I do. I think it was better.
I think that
because the
those are
braids
hidden.
Yeah,
in
the
suit.
braids are they just blend in too much.
So she looks like she has too much of a short hair, which I don't like. But I like the bomber chick aspect of her outfit. I think that's really cool. Yeah, I mean, this is cool. But that's the highlight. That is such the highlights. That Michael Rooker. I feel bad for most of these people. Like they're getting all these awesome stuff, awesome posters. They're gonna be dead within 2 minutes.
Not necessarily. Not just based off the footage alone. A lot of these characters look like they're in multiple action sequences, which makes me.
By the way, how pissed will you be if this is not rated R?
I think it'll be fine.
They talk about limbs and things being exploded off people.
I think it will be fine. But there is blood.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
We'll see. Pete, this one I don't think he's gonna make it.
I don't either, but I'm so excited.
Yeah, he's starting to get better with me.
Did you watch the game that they did? Did you watch the whole panel?
No. I stopped there. I was so disappointed with the footage. I stopped.
Here's the thing. You missed out on... See, the reason why the Suicide Squad panel was good was because everybody was having an amazing time. It didn't feel like they had things that they were reading
and the
off
cast
of.
felt so good together.
And they felt like they were just seeing old friends. It just seemed like an amazing...
The one I was worried about the most during the panel was Viola Davis. She was having the most fun out of everybody.
And I just enjoyed it so much. And I like the footage. I don't know. I think there's a thing to say that maybe we shouldn't have gotten a featurette. Maybe they should have tried to cut together some type of teaser.
Yeah, because there's another film we're going to talk about later that, shot 25% of its movie, and we got what we got.
But I also think there is a lot to talk about in the featurette that they gave us, and so I think it's a mixed bag,
What I got from the featurette was this. James Gunn thinks this is the best film he's ever made, and he's loved working on this project. Everybody else talked about how much they loved working on this project. We saw a couple scenes. We saw an animatronic King Shark, which is dope, speaking of. By the way, yeah, if no one knew that shark we saw in the featurette was not CGI. That is an animatronic King Shark. That's dope. But this was the highlight of the footage and of the panel. Sean Gunn cannot not play a rodent. And I find it very... And plus, here's the best part. He gets to actually voice this guy. There's no one else for him to voice him. I love Sean Gunn.
I have such mixed opinions about Sean Gunn.
He's so creepy. The weasel thing is so creepy. Okay, so this is the one that really disappointed me.
I don't know the characters. See, this is I think the biggest disappointment out of this whole thing
is that we don't know anybody.
And I agree, and I like what he said about trying to showcase characters that don't really get talked about.
I love that, but pick the characters.
But like, I just.
Do you remember reading a current Weasel comic? Because I don't.
I didn't even know Weasel was a thing. I didn't know Bloodsport was a thing. I didn't know. Well,
that's cool.
See, I like the dress.
He looks so fucking cool.
And King Shark.
He looks so cool.
And to be honest with you, I think that's enough to sell me.
He looks so big and massive.
And also, if that's what Idris Elba's face is going to look like, why did you hire Idris Elba?
Same thing for Will Smith.
Now, Will Smith's face was completely in that movie, Zachary.
Right. See, look there.
Interesting. So, out of two costumes, which one do you like better?
I like that one.
Really?
If they give her proper pigtails, I think it looks better. The one there he is. He looks all in it. By the way, practical outfit. The one I'm looking forward to the most in this entire setup, Courtney. I'm so ready to see Captain Boomerang again. I've seen the fucking Suicide Squad game. I'm so excited for Boomerang. So
what is that?
My
God.
That's Weasel.
Oh, there's so many images of it.
He looks cool there, but do you get Deadshot vibes
No, I don't.
at all?
I can tell a lot of people really were just like shocked.
She looks cool there. She looks gorgeous there.
Like, beautiful.
Ooh, what's her tattoo? Daddy's little monster?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's intriguing.
Now, also something that's also very, very interesting about this movie, something she talked about, is that a lot of the tattoos that have been all over her bodies over the course of several different films were covered up for this particular portrayal of Harley Quinn, as if she has been removing a lot of them.
Ooh.
So
but she still has maybe there's something like
this
that.
is by far the best shot.
This is so fucking cool.
Which is why everybody keeps using it, because it is by far the best shot.
I love the fact that he's the thinker. It makes so much sense that Doctor Who is the thinker. I love it. He looks badass there, but also, again, he looks like Deathstroke and Deadshot.
No, he reminds me of his character from Hobbs & Shaw.
A little bit. Okay, I can see that.
But also, like, my eyes just draw.
He looks so fucking big.
Amazing.
By the way, where's Weasel in the shot? Where's Weasel?
He could be dead, Zachary.
I want more Weasel. I love Weasel.
But if they don't make him funny, I don't know if I'm gonna like him.
Yeah, he needs to. But I don't think that's gonna happen with Gunn. I think Gunn will make him funny. I trust Gunn with comedy. I really. Look at that.
It's just so good.
By the way, if that's not rated R, I don't know what is.
That's true, and there was blood in the featurette and stuff.
I think it's gonna be rated R.
But most films who think they're gonna be rated R shoot the movie as a rated R and then get cut to a PG-13. That could also.
Let's hope that doesn't happen with certain film we're talking about later. This is so cool.
And also, I like this, and I do love how they explode and stuff. It looks pretty cool there. Looks very basic, but
yeah,
looks pretty cool.
It's just cool seeing Gunn look happy.
She looks.
Look at Polka Dot Man.
That looks pretty cool.
I'm so excited about that because Polka Dot Man's. Oh wait, so there's King Shark. There's the actor playing him. So there's Michael Rooker. There's Nathan Fillion.
That's just the wig. I just can't get over it.
It's awesome. He can't do a freaking James Gunn movie without something else on his head.
I do love how he's like, I had to add him. I didn't even get a choice. He was like, so you're doing Suicide Squad? Yeah. So where's the script? No. Where's the script? No.
You're in the movie. I think you look both at Sean and Mike went, you're just in the film.
No, he didn't want him in the movie.
You didn't want Sean in the movie?
No, Michael. Oh. It was a whole joke on the Suicide Squad panel, and he was like, where's the script? You're not a part of this movie. You're not doing it. 10 minutes later, I sent it to you. The staff looks pretty cool.
They just can't.
And it's supposed to be more juiced up in this one.
She just cannot look not good in anything she looks for. Harley Quinn.
I also think I'm excited to see John Cena.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Cena's character. When he said in the featurette, I really liked the anti-Captain America, the real jackass. I'm like, that's cool. They'll fit that. Flula Borg as Javelin. So by the way, if we get to her character, if you can find her, yes, we now know. Let's go ahead and say this is kind of a breaking news thing with this. Taika Waititi will be playing the Ratcatcher 1, so we know what's going to happen to him pretty early on. Yeah, because we're already at 2. I'm happy with Flag's back.
Well, okay, but here's the real question: does that mean a cameo of?
I hope she comes in as a funny joke, like, look what I'm still doing.
Or she comes in as a realized character and is not used so horribly as she was in the first one.
Maybe David Ayer just was wrong.
Or maybe David Ayer really does have a David Ayer cut where she actually is used to her full potential. All are great questions that we might never get to know the answers to. So
I don't know if they keep saying release the Ayer cut on Twitter. It could happen. Alice Braga as Solgoria. That's so cool. That's so cool. I'm so happy for him because he's great in the Ant-Man movies.
He is. He's really
I'm glad he's going to shine. This is the one I don't know much about. Is this one is Mongol? She looks like Starfire juiced up.
Yep. There's a lot of elements of this I very much enjoy, and then there's also a lot of elements that I just think.
I think the panel was strong. The featurette underwhelmed.
See, oh my god.
I don't think it's like a face or anything. It's just that's enough to show you. Look at this fucking weirdo.
That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot for a lot of people.
but I love the logo.
Look at
I
him.
just
Look at him.
he's gonna be comedy. He's got to be comedy with that. With,
He looks so.
Hi.
I want to give him a hug.
I'm gonna eat you.
I want to give him. I'd be like, you want to eat me? Okay, you can do it. I give you my body.
But you know what makes me more upset about all this? I think the team in Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League looks more coherent and looks more together than the movie does.
But also, like, sorry, back to King Shark because I'm just so excited.
King Shark.
If they do go down the Harley Quinn route, then he's alert that he doesn't like blood.
Or he
faints at blood.
And he also doesn't say anything else. He just goes, King Shark, King Shark, King Shark.
No, that's not.
Oh, I thought he just said King Shark.
No.
Oh.
No.
That'd be funnier.
No.
Could you imagine that was he's the Groot of this group?
I don't want a group. Don't waste this perfect, elegant character. Do not give me what they gave me with the first Suicide Squad.
What are you talking about? Killer Croc?
Yeah, no.
I love Killer Croc in Suicide Squad.
There's a point.
I'm beautiful. That's one of the best lines in the movie.
Yeah, but like one good line does not make
nah,
up
man. I'm beautiful.
But like,
it's so good.
I'm just so excited.
He looks so happy to be there. Like,
I know.
we get to kill people today.
It's just like,
I hope there's like a freaking rebuttal between these two. Like, man, you're ugly. I just want to eat you up. He's like, but we're friends, pal.
Okay.
Oh, that was fun.
So that's Suicide Squad. So then the next one, I guess, would be.
Yeah, because this is my next.
The panel itself, I wasn't a huge fan of. I really liked the trailer, though. I very much enjoyed it. I thought the acting was better. I thought Kristen Wiig looked so much better.
Kristen Wiig is the highlight to me of everything. But this is
really
my
do think that's what we should probably talk about, right? Yeah, that's what we should talk about. Yeah.
So guys,
okay. So if you
here
watch
comes my
the first thing he's going to talk about is nakedness and no red hair. So we're just going to talk about those two things, and I'm going to show him 7 other concept arts that were already leaked, so I could be like, Zachary, we knew this was happening.
No, I know, but we're going to just go ahead and get that.
That's fine. You're not in the trailer yet. We're about to show you the big reveal of Cheetah.
3. I was going to kind of build up to it.
That's fine.
Here we go. Yeah, I'm just going to get this out of the way. I hate it. I think Kristen Wiig looks so good from this trailer. She looks like she's holding her own. I love that moment when Wonder Woman's doing the thing and she pounces at her. She's got the Cheetah vibe, but Cheetah don't got Cheetah vibe. Cheetah Weasel looks better than Cheetah.
I don't.
She looks too CG.
Okay,
so she looks way too CG. I know, and here's my biggest thing. My biggest thing with this movie. They've had now plenty of time to get this done, and it still doesn't look good.
When someone had said it, like on Twitter, someone part of the VFX team, I'm pretty sure, somebody who worked on the movie, is like, "Oh, don't worry, it's gonna look so much better. We're not done yet." How are you not done?
Listen, we've already had this issue once with the Cats movie. Don't do it again.
So much better than Cats.
No, but
this looks so much better than Cats.
No, what I'm saying about is that they didn't have time to finish these extras before the movie came out. If this isn't done,
so I have 2 worries. Okay, one, I think it looks fine, and if she's only in the dark, which is my first worry, don't do that.
Because then you're wasting it.
You're wasting it. But if she is only in the dark, then it wouldn't matter because she's gonna look great. Because then we can't really see her. So like, what's the point? Second thing, I was like, not a great thing, but like I'm just trying. Second thing that makes me not so happy about this particular thing here, and I agree with a lot of people who say it. She doesn't look like Kristen Wiig.
It almost
like I think her design and stuff is really cool.
That's not my problem. Is that
I enjoy the fact that she doesn't have red hair is just not fear roasting your body.
No. What's not my problem is what you're saying. First off, it doesn't look done. But what you're saying is completely true. That's not Kristen Wiig.
I can show you so many movies that are made for $9 million where it's not that hard to put a face on a CGI body.
We just watched one where Bryan Cranston was CGI'd onto a younger guy, and it still looked like Bryan Cranston.
It looked okay.
Which, by the way, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Wow. We will talk about it later.
But no, I don't know.
Like I said,
it looked fake when she was bringing her over her head.
I thought that looked fine. I just think when you still it,
it doesn't look good.
And then you find the concept art that leaked like 6 months ago,
that looked a lot
5 months ago, where it's her drawn and Kristen Wiig, and it looks exactly like this.
But you see Kristen Wiig.
But Kristen Wiig's face is on it.
Also, doesn't she look a little bit thicker here than Kristen Wiig? I mean, I love Kristen Wiig. She looks a little thicker here.
You mean her chesticles?
No, just in general.
Oh, yeah.
She looks a lot thicker than Kristen Wiig does.
I do wonder, and I do like the theory that's going around, that in the comics, correct me if I'm wrong, of course, Barbara can switch back.
In certain iterations of the comics, she can.
Okay, I thought so. I do like the idea, though, because this is supposedly the third act, that she doesn't become Cheetah until the third act, and this is what it is that when she makes her wish to Maxim Ward, who is the person who grants the wishes and stuff, it's been shown time and time, even the trailer itself blatantly just says this is what's happening.
Hence why Trevor's there, which we finally got our answer.
Well, kind of. We'll see if he stays.
He has the best lines in the trailer, I can tell you that much.
But I really like the whole I want to be an apex predator.
I love her. She looks awesome. She looks ferocious. She did not need to be CGI.
But back to this particular thing here, I do like the idea that she can't go back. And that when she wished to be an apex predator, which is I'm assuming the line that she uses to become this, to become Cheetah and stuff, that it takes away her whole entire soul and makes her into
a monster.
A monster that is a Cheetah, because that's what she wanted. But my only thing, and which could be why her face
takes away everything from the character, because Cheetah is not just a monster. She's a Catwoman-esque character where she's not as profound. She's very.
Just keep talking.
She's very, like Kristen Wiig. She's more in on herself. She's confident. She wants to be the superior of the two. If you take that away from her, she's just a CGI creature that Wonder Woman once again has to fight. Because at the end of what was the big problem of Wonder Woman 1? The big problem. The end.
The third act.
The third act with a CGI monster she had to fight. This is
giving me
serious vibes.
The people, I know people who don't like this movie and they really enjoyed the first two acts. They really hate the third, and so they say it ruined the whole thing.
It does.
I also don't like how we did get a new poster and things, and these look fine. There's nothing wrong with them, but we don't get a Cheetah poster. She's not like she's hidden anymore.
No,
she's out in the open, and so that makes me also nervous. It also
they're not showing it off very well.
No.
And here's my other big thing with Wonder Woman right now. They keep using the armor in the posters. Like, they keep saying, well, this armor is going to be throughout the film. No, it's not. We now know it's a third act thing.
That's common.
But I'm saying that, Kingdom Come, give it to me now. It's so good. She looks like she came straight out of that beautiful book. I love it.
It's very pretty.
Do you like the new Wonder Woman outfit?
No, I don't.
I don't like it at all.
It looks cheap.
But it also looks too sexualized from the original.
It's the colors.
It is the
colors.
I like the more dormant red and blue on her. I don't like the vibrant colors. I get it's the 80s thing. Which, okay, by the way, let's get back to this. The highlight of this trailer was not Wonder Woman. Was not Cheetah. Was fucking Steve Trevor. The joke on the plane was so funny.
I didn't laugh.
I loved it, and then the parachute pants thing I thought was really funny. I think Chris Pine looks really, 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 really good.
I think he's doing really. I think my least favorite is
because here's fucking Maxwell Lord for you, ladies and gentlemen. He's gonna do jack shit,
and
he's gonna sit around, give people wishes, and that's Maxwell Lord.
And they took away his power. It's a rock. They took away the actual aspect of the godness that does it.
Yeah, because he is a god on Earth.
But no, they put him with the rock,
and they made him the genie.
Yeah, I do think she looks
so good.
Real gorgeous right there. But not in every shot. I don't think every shot really does her justice.
No.
I really don't like the pantsuit that she's in parts of this trailer. Let me see if I can't find that.
I can already tell you the highlight scene of this movie probably going to be is the White House. I can guarantee you the highlight scene of this movie is going to be the White House scene.
Don't like that.
No.
Whatever that is, I don't like that.
No.
I don't like that.
But I think that's going to be the highlight scene of the movie probably.
I also don't like some of the fight choreography and stuff either. But with that being said, if I'm being honest with you, I was the most excited to see this trailer.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't really sure if Batman was going to get one, and to be honest with you, we just thought maybe we'll get maybe the title logo.
Boy, man,
we were wrong. They came, they brought it, and they won, but they brought it. But I think this was by far my most anticipated and by far my favorite, even though the Batman looks amazing, and I'm not saying that.
Is this your most disappointed then? Because of what they showed and, you know...
No, I really liked what they showed, and once again, Cheetah herself only looks bad when you get a still image. Like in the trailer, I thought
she looked really good.
I thought the CGI looked pretty good. It's not until you stop it, is that you're like, oh, and I love how they're like, Kristen Wiig, is it?
No,
is it really?
It's not.
Is it? And so it's not until those moments where you actually just, and some movies are not meant for that. Like, for instance, running
doesn't look good either.
Looks fine. I'm sure it's going to look fine in the movie. It's just not made to be looked at shot by shot because it was done through wire. The lasso is
going to be dope in this movie. I'm so excited to see the lasso be used more.
I also don't like how they got rid of her sword and steel.
That's so much her character now. If you read Rebirth, New 52, it's just her character. She's not just the whip anymore.
Yeah, I just didn't like it.
By the way,
I understand because it's part of the era and like this other stuff, and there's other things going on.
To me, the highlight of the panel was when Linda Carter showed up.
This looks really pretty, but it looks like they changed it.
Yeah, because it looks darker there. Did they change the color scheme on it?
And we go here.
It looks monochromed. It's not overly done. It looks fine.
Also, I would have to look at the first one. I don't think it was this short.
No, that's my thing is that, you know, she looked like a warrior in the first movie. She looks like a superhero in this one.
Which is kind of probably why I'm liking the gold look
armor
better.
So much, because she looks like a warrior again.
If I'm being honest with you, that's probably why they're showcasing the gold armor better.
By the way, do you think she gets this from Themyscira? She's got to. The armor?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I also don't know where they're headed.
With it.
With their
that's my favorite poster.
Which one?
That's my favorite poster that's my favorite poster.
And if we're looking at like it actually moves and stuff, the background moves, which is really cool.
I love that poster.
Either way, let's move on to the Batman since we're
but the highlight for me of the panel was Linda Carter when she showed up. I thought that was really, really, really cool. And in the story she told about her daughter seeing Gal, I thought that was
really cool, and I was really happy for Gal.
Did you watch the werewolf thing with them at the end, the game they played with?
Yeah, Fiona? I watched the whole thing.
That was awesome. I love Fiona from Achievement Hunter, and I thought that, and they all had a really good time. Especially what's her face from House of Cards?
Yep.
She looked like she was in a blast in that game.
I do have to mention one thing though, because we're not talking about them here, which are the video games. We have not touched on.
Oh yes. You have a favorite, and I have a favorite.
But I was a little mad because the game went on longer, and so everything got pushed a little bit.
Yeah.
And so I just wish because everything back to the whole problems with DC. We'll talk about the Batman, but I think this is a great not you. Back to a problem with it being in a schedule. People are expected to be here for these specific panels and stuff. If we weren't in a constant stream, then we could jump out of it and go to that panel.
Yeah, I really thought the game trailers and the gameplay they showed for both Suicide Squad and Gotham Knights were both really, really good. But I think they took way too long afterwards to start talking about them. Like, this is not E3. You don't need to stand there for 10 minutes and explain the game.
Not that.
Especially Suicide Squad, because we're so far out.
That's not what I mean. What I mean is when you're watching the stream, like completely and stuff.
Yeah.
The Wolf game that they played for it.
Oh.
It went on. The panel for Suicide Squad was supposed to start at 8, right? Or 8:30.
8:30. No, 8, because 8:30 was Batman.
That's what I thought. Supposed to start at 8. It didn't start until 8:20. Because it went on for so long. But if it wasn't in a constant stream and Hall H was completely open and we could jump to where we wanted to, then I think
I see what you're meaning.
That's what I mean.
So before we get to Batman, we haven't talked about video games yet. I kind of want to bring them up.
Totally.
So for me, I'm definitely more on the Gotham Knights side of things. I think Gotham Knights looks really, really cool. Also, to be honest, I don't want to get too excited for Suicide Squad because we're so far out. That game could dramatically change from what we saw in that trailer to the game we get. I know Gotham Knights comes out next year, so I know what I'm getting next year. And the best part is, IGN did an interview with the creative director of the game, and we now know that all of Gotham. So the game is a light RPG because if in the gameplay they showed, we saw numbers above their heads, which is them, saying, these guys are tougher.
So far away.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, they're tougher than you are.
I watched part of the gameplay.
And so, but we now know that the the open world of Gotham is completely yours to be open, and we found out that we get to see everybody in their civilian modes in the day. We get to we get to play the game during the day. When you go to the Belfry, which is the hub world for them, you can see them in their civilian outfits. They get to plan things for the night, and then you go out, which I think is really, really cool. The other cool thing is that I'm a single player guy. I don't like playing online with people. It's just my thing. I like controlling what I'm doing. You get to pick any character throughout the game, solo, and just switch during the entire game, which I love.
I hope it's done better than Avengers. I really hope when Avengers comes out on Tuesday for us and for PlayStation, I hope they fix the problems with the beta with all the lag.
They were patching the beta throughout.
I only played it on its opening night. Though, which is the thing.
I think every character looks really good except Robin.
I
love Red Hood looks.
I'm personally, but here's the thing. It's a mixed bag here. Okay. Because we have to judge because they gave us 2 games. They decided to give us 2 games.
Yeah.
We have to judge both.
Yeah.
Just because that's what it is.
Agreed.
And this one's coming out sooner, and so this one has to be more polished and things, right?
It doesn't look ready yet.
I personally think that Suicide Squad should kill the Justice League or whatever it's called. It's going to kill whatever it's called.
Suicide Squad kills the Justice League.
Thank you. I was going to put to you. I don't know. I think that one looks much more polished, much more better, but it's also a similar.
That's why.
Yeah, in which I do understand, but since we saw a trailer, like a game trailer, which cuts gameplay, we know this is exactly what they're going to look like in the gameplay. And
they also have time to tweak it.
They do. Since it does come out next year.
Yeah.
But I just think they could be a little bit more realized.
I think the gameplay looked better than the trailer gave them justice. I think the gameplay looked a lot better. Plus, the costumes were different on Robin and Batgirl specifically. That's why I'm excited the most, though, is that picture right there.
You can go to the Court of Owls.
Is that.
Which I don't think, personally, is actually the main villain of the game.
Well, they've been using the Court of Owls logo and Talon logo to tease this game for almost 2 years. I think we'd all be really disappointed the Court of Owls were only in there for a short time.
I don't think they're going to be in there for a short time. I just don't think they're actually the villain.
Who do you think's the villain?
I'm not entirely sure. I just don't think it's Court of Owls.
Well, we also got a confirmation. I know people are very upset about this, but this is what they've established within the game. Batman is dead. He will not be coming back as a playable character during the game at all. He is just gone, which I have to say, kudos to WB Montreal for having the balls to take him out of his own game. I think it's very, very, very cool.
Now, on side note, because this is a part of the Arkham game.
No, it's not. Gotham Knights.
Sorry.
Suicide Squad is the Arkham one.
Gotham Knights' own thing. Well, I'll ask you about that when we jump over to that one.
That one's got a whole lot of continuity issues that I have problems with. We'll get to it when we get to it. I think it looks great. Of the 2 trailers we saw, Suicide Squad was better. But I'm more excited for this because it's tangible. I know it's coming soon. Suicide Squad can look very different by the time we get to 2022.
This could also look very different.
I agree, but I have more time to, move on with them getting it done. I don't want to look at Suicide Squad and go, this is the game. And we get to the game. It's very different.
I can point one game in particular, Cyberpunk 2077.
2077.
Thank you. I don't know why I didn't. It totally blinked on me. Cyberpunk 2077. Jesus Christ. If you look up the first trailer and you look up the newest one, they are 2 different games.
So speaking of
same elements.
Speaking of different games, let's go talk about the one I know that you're looking forward to.
Justice League.
Suicide Squad.
Now, if we had to talk about what my true
Suicide Squad.
So true. I jumped ahead of myself. It's fine. I don't really like how the first thing that popped up there. Can't say that was my favorite.
Kills.
Oh, damn it. I'm really fucking this up.
There you go.
I even spelled suicide. Oh, my God.
There's a picture right there.
All right. So this is a good one, and we might jump around to different shots and stuff. Oh, my God. Before we jump into it, and we're going to talk about it, and I'm just super duper excited.
In fact, he pops a Batman balloon.
Can we talk about how this explodes, and there's confetti, and he's just having, like, his good old time in the background? I love it. Did I mention how much of a fan of Killer Shark that I am? King Shark? Yes, King Shark. I'm tired. Okay, don't judge.
The highlight for me of this trailer though was Captain Boomerang when they all go, you never, you never shut up about it. I love Deathstroke so much.
Also, my favorite. If we had to talk about what my favorite trailer was, this is by far my favorite trailer.
So fun. It was fun.
I just had the best time, and it made me so excited to play the game, which I've never been excited to play a Batman game. So that was an interesting.
Deadshot looks too bulky.
I'm curious. Well, I'm curious.
Harley looks awesome.
Harley
looks so good.
Is by far one of the most realized characters out of it all. I really do like the buns too. I think it fits the character.
By the way, holler Tara Strong, you sound great.
And everybody sounded great.
Yeah, everybody did. Even King Shark did. Okay, but here, so we'll get to that in a minute. I want to go back to this.
Okay.
Here is where the continuity is a problem.
Totally.
Now, this isn't a bad thing.
Of course.
This is a good thing, in my opinion. Deadshot in the comics is usually portrayed as an African-American man. Currently in the Arkhamverse, he's been a white guy. In Arkham
Well,
Origins,
it could be a different Deadshot, since there is a few other ones.
No, he's the one from the games. They confirmed it. It's him. So I don't know why they decided to do this. It's fine. It's whatever. Here is my big thing. I've been waiting. They've been talking about a certain someone. We'll bring his picture up here again in a minute. I've heard news about the guy who can fly Metropolis. I heard Lex Luthor talk about Superman in Arkham Knight. The first time I see the Arkham Superman, I did not want it to be this.
What? No, we're gonna go with this image because it's.
I did not want it to be this.
No, I disagree.
I am so fucking sick and tired of evil Superman. I'm so over it.
Obsessed with evil Superman. I am so not over it.
The reason I'm over it is because children of this generation only know Superman as a prick, and I hate it. He is supposed to be the man of tomorrow, the man who stands up for everyone in the world. And every time we've seen him in the past 5 or so years, he's wanted to kill every single person on planet Earth. I hate it. He is supposed to be the light that we look to. Even in Batman v Superman, we're supposed to be the light we're supposed to look to. He still looks grim and depressed. Just give me a happy Superman for once in your fucking lives, DC. Get over it. I'm done with it. Injustice was the best part about him being evil. I'm done. And everybody's like, so what's his problem? We know what his problem is. He's being controlled by Brainiac. And everybody, by the way, no one realized that. Can we go to this picture right here?
Totally can.
Thank you. If no one looked at this and went, man, who's that guy? It's Brainiac. If you play Injustice, you know the 3 symbols on his forehead. It's Brainiac. It's not a shocker. And by the way, this whole Kill the Justice League thing, I think is going to last for 2 heroes.
No, I don't. I actually do believe that this is going to be killing the Justice League, and I am here for it. I want an Emery.
No, so am I. No. But this is the team you give us to kill the Justice League?
Yes, I want it. I need it. It has.
And this is your first superhero you have to fight?
No, not necessarily. I honestly don't know if that's the truth. But
do you want to see them kill Batman? Zachary? Do you want to see them kill Wonder Woman?
Zachary? Yes.
You sick, sadistic move.
I want them look at me in the eyes. I want to see them kill them all. Single last one of them.
And what's more aggravating to me
because I'm going to get to do it.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's been so satisfying.
It's going to be fun. But what's more aggravating is that I've been waiting since 2015 to see something from this universe again. And the next time I get to see my Batman
get murdered. I get it.
But
it's a problem.
No, that's the even bigger question. Batman's dead already. In Arkham Knight, at the end of the game, if you do the True Knight Protocol, Batman is killed. He kills himself in Wayne Manor with Alfred, blows the thing up to God's green earth, and he's gone.
Here.
You don't believe me?
I didn't play the game, Zachary, so I gotta Google it for myself. Okay.
Look up Batman Arkham Knight Wayne Manor explosion.
No, we're gonna type in Batman Arkham Knight. No. We're going to pose this as a question. Does Batman die? And, there we go. Straight up. Definitely knew. Batman did not die, but Bruce did. You see, at the end of Arkham Knight, he fears that he'll lose the one he loves. So, no, Batman does not die. But Bruce does. He dies because he was corrupted by the Joker, and then he was...
So, Jacob, in a nutshell, who's dead?
Bruce.
Who's Bruce?
Not Batman.
Bruce Wayne.
Specifically, it says Batman did not die. but Bruce did. And I want to mention that this is so fucking confusing.
See, my point?
That it's convoluted, so it doesn't matter. Let them kill the Justice League. That shit's convoluted. This shit can be convoluted too. Talk about the X-Men, okay? Let's go over the Fox. They know. They understand.
I don't know what DC is.
Was it a joke?
Oh. So can we get back to good Batman things, please?
Oh, we can move on. Sure. But now, hold on. Zachary seems to be hating on this. And I want him to be X'd out, okay? Imagine he's not here. Let me take centerfold. This was beautiful. This was everything I ever... Oh, no, you won't get to speak. This was everything I wanted and then 10 times more. When DC Fandom started, I put my clock on. I was like, I cannot miss one panel. Out of all these panels, Suicide Squad versus Justice League is the panel I need to watch. Harley Quinn, one of my favorite characters. Is Joker going to be a part of this? Because I don't think so, because of all the Arkham stuff.
Joker's dead.
Yeah, Joker's... But...
No.
Hold on.
No. I can jump in and say this clearly. Joker died at the end of Arkham City, clear and through. He did not get the serum. He's dead.
I have a question. Sure. Since I didn't play these games.
Yeah.
But I do know a plot line of these games.
Mm-hmm.
A scene where... No?
No. I know what you're going to ask him, though. You're going to be fine.
Wait, that's not what I'm asking.
You're asking me confused.
No, that's not at all.
Oh, we were asking.
So I think it's in Arkham City.
Mm-hmm.
Harley Quinn has a certain...
Okay, that's a bunch of bullshit. It wasn't real.
There we go. Thank you. I was very curious.
No, it was a bunch of bullshit.
Damn it! Really? I would have loved a little Joker child killing.
No, no, she had a miscarriage.
Could you imagine?
That's why she was wearing all the makeup and stuff.
That makes sense.
I
remember.
She lost her son. We found it was a son. When she lost Joker.
But could you imagine a little toddler killing Spider like Superman? Oh my God, I would love it. They wouldn't do it.
No,
I would love it.
No.
But okay, back to I love these two people. Give me it.
I love the team.
You just said you didn't.
The team. The team is a weird choice to fight them. I think they're missing something here to help because they got game wise. They have their shooter, they have their melee, they have their heavy, and they have their ranged. I still think they need a mystical side to this. I still think they sent someone to counteract the Justice League in that direction. Do
you wonder, because they have yet to say how this game will be played.
Games of service.
What?
Games of service.
What?
Anthem, Avengers, where they release content daily and DLC characters.
That's not what I mean. That's all I'm going for.
It's a third-person, 4-player co-op action game.
That's not. No, they didn't say that.
Yes, they did.
No, they said it's a third-person game, but they did not specify.
No, they confirmed in IGN. With IGN, it's going to be a 4-player co-op.
We'll Google it. We will just go to all. It should be somewhere in here. Should I just type in game? Is that right? Okay, 4-player. There we go. But because it can be played as solo, is it like the other one where you can jump around?
Yes.
But I'm gonna wait until they truly.
Yes. No.
All Suicide Squad kills Justice League playable.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Thank you. All right, let's move on to the Batman. I'm over this. I don't like it when he's right. I know this.
Let's get it. Let's do this.
Let's start with this.
Let's just do. Oh my. Okay. So first off, Matt Reeves comes out. I love this man. I love this man so much. There's finally a fucking guy that goes, you know what? Gotham's a character. It needs to be well-rounded and spoken to. Not, hey, look, guys, this is Chicago. Hey, look, guys, this is New York. Good job, Christopher Nolan. Anyway, this movie is everything I wanted and more. It's everything that I think it... We got to talk about the penguin in the room. That's nuts!
He even says Colin Farrell.
Look at the nose, man. He's got the crook in the nose. By the way, whoever was saying this was like Richard King, you're not wrong.
No, I mean, if we definitely put a side by side, you're just like, why didn't you hire Richard King? Because Richard King can only do Richard King. But we get it. But like, I just mean, Colin Farrell can only do Colin Farrell. So like,
look at that.
He looks like Cobblepot. Just my main thing is, if you hire Colin Farrell, why would you make Colin Farrell look like this?
The same thing can be said about Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. You could have just hired a.
Zachary, that's majorly different.
I don't think so.
I think we're gonna. I find it very interesting. I'm very intrigued, and we'll see how it goes.
He looks so good. So this is so. I have very diluted this trailer since I've watched it. So this is the mayor. This is the one they're talking about in the beginning of the trailer, being going into his third term, corruption in the city. There's Gordon right there with his glasses. Oh shit. This is where I get confused. I think this is where everybody's confused right now with this trailer. What are they? Because so if we see there's a cross sign, which could be Azrael. This could be the what they call the Rachel Ghoul, League of Assassins. I think League of Assassins. That guy's got the scars on his mouth. That's a Joker thing. That guy's half. That's Two-Face. That guy looks like a skull. That could be the Skull Gang.
Maybe it's.
I'm wondering if these are just going to be called.
Maybe they're fans of the villains.
Of the villains. That's what I'm thinking.
And they picked their favorites and.
And much like the Joker in any version of Batman, he's the one that gets the snot beat out of him. We'll get to that in a minute. But I just. Oh, the car. I'm so happy the flame's not red. It's cool that it's blue.
So I have some issues with the car. First one, I'm sorry. I had to say it. I have to say it.
We were so good, Jake. You love this thing.
They made such a big deal of making it seem like he built it himself.
It looks like it.
And I'm sorry.
No, if you look at the cave, that looks man-made.
I just don't believe it.
Alfred's probably a really good technician.
I just don't believe it.
No.
I don't believe it. I'm sorry. There's not, when it turned on.
You're my light and soul with this trailer. You loved it like me.
Exactly. But here's the thing. You can't be like, oh yeah, he made that from hand. Like he scratched.
But yet you think he built the suit from hand?
Yes, that's more believable. That's not Zachary. That's not believable.
Yes, it is.
He bought that from a shop.
No, I guarantee you bought the engine from the shop. But
Matt Reeves specifically said when they released the car, he built this from hand,
from
scratch.
So he still has to buy the parts, though.
Zach, he didn't build that. I'm sorry.
And if he does in the movie, how are you going to react?
I'm going to be like, there is no possible way Robert Pattinson's built that. I can
take away.
No. I can withstand many things, and I can take it away, but not for that. I just can't believe it. And I'm sorry for you, Rob Pat. You cannot come for me. Come for Baby Yoda. Remember, sue Baby Yoda. So you're suing Disney, and that can be fun.
Let's move on. Okay, oh boy.
So here,
this is where we agree.
Year 2, I think this mask looks fine, but I really do hope she gets an upgrade before the end of the movie because that shit looks horrible.
This is the one thing
that's trash.
The rest of the suit,
and she looks great in the rest of the suit. The way she drops in,
it's so. But
her mannerism. I mean, Zoe Kravitz embodied Selena Kyle.
But good Lord,
when they're sitting there and they're talking about her suit.
By the way, I want to stress this. During the panel, Matt was like, "Yeah, all the actors are very integral in how their suits were made."
So when she sat down and she was like, "Well, what?
Let's just make a hockey mask with a slit in it." And like,
so I have this old hat that I have at home that I really do love about, but I don't really care for. So if you just cut out the eyes, I promise you it'll look amazing.
She looks good though.
I mean, that's debatable.
She looks good.
I really do from stills from later on, from scenes that we've seen filming, it looks like she has a different mask.
By the way, for everybody complaining about not getting the purple suit from Long Halloween,
it's just too early.
No. It's not that. I want to be real here. I love Long Halloween. That is the worst costume for Catwoman I've ever seen. The ears are fucking stupid. The fact that the tail's connected, we'll get to your glorious man in a minute. The fact that the tail's connected and the purple, it's also too sexualized. I think we're passing all that shit now. I like the fact that it's a custom-made suit.
So we're back to let's just put a hood on and cut out the eyes.
That's how they did it.
That is true. I mean, you're not wrong, which is why.
For God's sakes, what did Christian Bale wear with his first costume Batman Begins? A hockey mask.
Which is why
I thought whatever got was a great room Dark Knight when he says it. I never got that. That's actually really funny.
Which is why
he wore hockey pads.
Which is why I think it's fine, but also I'm just like, we need the upgrade.
But look at that.
And that looks like it could be handmade. I mean, there's bolts and there's certain things where it does look like it's handmade.
I want to talk about the eyes though. The fact that his eyes are so white, it looks like they're whited out, is fucking dope. So So at the beginning of the trailer, we see Commissioner Gordon walking in with Batman into the crime scene. And you brought this up before we started filming. And so David Fincher's Seven. If you've never seen it, go watch it.
Unless you can't handle it.
Okay.
It's a lot.
So is this movie going to be a lot? That's the question now.
Probably not. I have a feeling it's going to be.
So we now think that Gordon's going to be teaching Batman how to be a proper detective, possibly, which I think would be a really cool thing to do because that would just bring their bond together throughout the trilogy.
And it also would make it believable why Batman is here with all these people when normally Batman would not be here.
He's learning, and I love that. Which means back in his year one, he didn't care about fucking clues. He just wanted to beat the shit out of people, which I love that aspect.
Which could be why the end of this trailer is so fucking aggressive, because it really is aggressive.
I like this shot though. This is definitely Gordon saying, "You need to calm down, dude." They don't. Oh, he looks so good.
Why is it when I look at a chin, I just think of movie 43?
It's just, it looks so good. That's Catwoman.
I mean, she has ears. That's all I can say.
They had to angle that just right.
But that looks beautiful. And I want to mention, I've never been a fan of Matt Reeves directing. I've not really liked any of his films ever. Any of them ever. I thought the first Planet of the Apes was...
He didn't direct that.
Well, that's probably why I liked it the best. The other ones I thought were just god-awful. So... god-awful. So, I personally think this is the best he's ever done.
This looks...
It honestly looks like...
And then look at...
Well, no, it's like, you know when Guy Ritchie directed Aladdin? And you're just like, really? Did Guy Ritchie direct that because it was so good? That's kind of how I'm feeling right now.
Look at the...
Just the precision and everything. It's just...
No, and the fact that like the talons are there and it looks right. And
everything, but...
By the way, I didn't realize this throughout the trailer. They mainly used this set during the trailer. Because he's burglarizing the same place. They have the fight in the same place. Because the body's still there.
Let's get real here. How much of this movie was filmed?
It looks like all.
But only 20%.
I don't believe it.
25 to 30%, they said.
Okay, so here's the big thing.
But
besides Colin Farrell, this is the big thing in the room was this.
Batman.
So now I'm going to defend this by saying that before the action started, his hair was probably slicked back. He probably looked, seen the Tenet trailers. He can look like Bruce Wayne if he wants to look like Bruce Wayne.
And that's what a lot of people are saying that we were, when they announced Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne as Batman, we were all nervous about Batman. We weren't nervous about Bruce Wayne.
Boy, they flip it.
Because of the fact that Bruce Wayne looks so much like, Robert Pattinson in certain roles has looked so much like it. For the fact that they've made, instead let's do year 2 where he's emo and this is the look we get.
What I like
and then they're like, but you guys are afraid about Batman? Well, mic drop. But also, let's pick up that mic.
What I love about this though is that he looks tired. He looks like he's been through the shit before he went to that funeral anyway. But I love the fact he's just, my thing about Bruce Wayne is that Bruce Wayne is the cover. He doesn't care about the Bruce Wayne thing. He's Batman all the time. That's Batman in disguise.
I know, but
and also, I love that.
I do agree that, like,
I guarantee by the end of the film, we're going to see him look like all dapper.
I know, but if someone was like, oh, who's Batman? I would definitely take him out of the crowd.
You said that about any depressed kid.
That is true, but he's the only depressed kid that looks like
We don't know. That's a funeral.
There's... moving forward.
He looks like Bruce there, though. I like that shot.
Okay, here's the thing. I figured it out. What do I not like? There is something, and I'm going to point it out right now.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
It's the hair.
I like the hair.
I don't like it.
I like the hair.
I really don't like it.
But you like the hair in the ending shot, though, don't you?
No, I don't. I don't like it at all. Oh my god. When we get there. When I showed Mom the trailer, you're gonna laugh what she said.
Okay.
We'll get there. We'll get there. But
I love fucking the eyeshadow.
Yeah, we'll get there. But the hair, it needs to be cut. It's like Zachary. He just needs to go to like a shop.
Sure. I respect your hair, Bruce.
He doesn't. No one does. It's like the hat.
Okay, so this was the other show I was complaining about was the combat boots and the small cape.
I like the combat boots. Small cape just looks...
Again,
it looks homemade.
Yes.
Which is what it's supposed to look
And
like.
it also looks, natural and would make sense. My biggest issue with Batman capes is that, he's trying to walk around without getting stepped on.
But also, like,
who
the fuck would step on Batman?
But it looks tactical, though.
But also, if he starts flying in this movie, I won't believe it.
I don't think he will.
I won't believe it. Also, if there was a movie where Batman didn't pull out his wig, oh my god, I don't know. I think that would ruin the movie for me.
I don't think so.
I think it would. For me, personally.
He flew once in Dark Knight.
And guess what?
With his cape.
It was beautiful. It was everything.
Because Wayne Tech made it.
It doesn't matter. He needs Wayne Tech. Get over it.
Yeah.
Definitely
He looks so good as Gordon.
And I'm so happy that this Gordon is not Harley Quinn's Gordon.
And the best part is, unlike every other Gordon that we've seen, perfect mustache.
Okay.
He looks so good there.
So, let me tell you what my mom said.
You look like emo robber?
Nope. She looked at me and she said, "What is Sebastian Stan doing in this movie?" And I looked at her and said, "You're not wrong, but that's Robert Pattinson." And she told me to rewind, go back to the scene and pause and get back the phone. And then she gave back and said, "That's not Robert Pattinson. That's Sebastian Stan."
That's Robert. He looks good there. He looks angry.
I find it interesting because he looks like, okay, so like if you've ever done drama or you've ever done a play before, they put this white powder on and then they do all the makeup and stuff. He looked like he dabbed his face in white powder and then decided, nope, that's not it, and put the eyeshadow on. That looks really run down, really dry. And then he's like, okay, let's put the cowl on now after the white powder. And all I can keep thinking about, my gosh, how bad that must smell and how bad it must shave. And also, like, I don't know.
It's my favorite thing in the trailer because every other Batman who's ever had the cowl on, when they take it off, the makeup's gone. It doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense. I agree.
When Michael Keaton rips that mask off, you go, dude, what happened to your eyeliner, pal?
It's like
even Selena Kyle, when she takes her mask off, she's got the eyeliner around her eyes. I'm like, what happened?
That's pretty cool.
He looks so.
Oh, it's really cool.
He just. That suit, man.
Now,
the car looks good.
I don't believe it.
But you have to admit the car looks good.
It looks good, but they're trying to sell me on something I just don't agree with. Oh, what Batman? The cape kind of looks like it's made of a trash bag, in the best way possible. Maybe even a shower curtain.
Homemade, man.
I mean it as compliments. It's not gonna fly. Maybe the trash bag.
Okay, so
saw those.
So this is the other big thing about this film before it came out. Where is this going to be set? What's the time era? This is now set in modern time because we all thought it was going to be in the 90s.
Yep.
But
Pierce Sarsgaard.
But do you mind it being set in modern time, or do you think the aesthetic fit better with the 90s?
What? No.
Or the 80s?
I don't. Neither of those. I think it's fine in modern times. And it had come out a few months ago that there was a set photo that leaked that was a phone that was a modern that people weren't sure. Oh, someone could be on it, but now we know.
Yeah. I'm glad that got confirmed because that was probably the biggest question.
So let's also talk about how that dude's gonna blow up.
He's
not gonna be able to save that dude.
So by the way, if you look at the car, it's set up like a crossword, and on the car it says DOA, Dead on Arrival.
Yeah.
And he's talking about the mayor. The Riddler's talking about the mayor.
Also, like minutes before, like this shot back here is not
during the day. I think Batman comes back at night.
Oh.
Because it looks nighttime there, so I think he comes back.
It does.
But if you realize there's a giant crowd around that when he gets there, I think the Court of Owls are involved in this story, and the corruption in Gotham is bringing them all out to mourn the death of their leader.
So this is about the Gotham, him being brought up again. She looked pretty cool there.
So this is the other thing we're wondering. So what's that? To me, if you look at the cowl that we see during the trailer and we look at that one, that looks new. I think we're going to get a new suit by the end of the movie for him.
Which would make sense because we are... Oh, I'll go back to the car.
Yeah, because this is actually kind of cool. So people have actually already deciphered this. What does a liar do when dead? Crap.
Having a clue. Let's play a game. Just me and you. And then...
What does a liar do when dead? They someone's deciphered it, and it's really cool what they say.
What does the Batman card mean? Oh, that makes sense. In the new movie.
The secret tease. Oh no. Everyone's already figured out the Riddler was Riddle.
Zodiac sign picking out the out. What does the liar do when said in answers? So I was incorrect because the other symbols are also.
So let me back to basics.
It's likely one of these EL.
Someone's cracked it.
So Wayne ended up.
He lies still. What does a liar do? He lies still.
Which of course makes us a pun in addition to a riddle, but the punter doesn't have quite the ring. Plus, nobody goes to a Batman movie waiting for a grow in it.
I don't agree with that.
I see folks saying I must. Yeah.
So let's go back to the picture. So the picture reads, What does a liar do when dead? He lies still.
No, what does a liar when dead? He lies still.
I like that. But the other thing that this confirms for me is that we can follow Batman during the story. Like my biggest issue with mystery movies is that if the audience can't either figure out before the actor does so we get to see his reaction, or we only get to go on that ride with him, it takes away from the mystery.
90% of the time this happens with the final twist of the film.
Yeah.
The whole movie itself makes complete sense, and you get to that final one, you're just like, really?
That's the best shot of the Penguin right there. Not that one, the other one. So this is really cool. Everybody's complaining about this shot of the grappling.
It's just because it's been used before.
But not in this way though. We've never seen it go with him up.
That's the reason why.
By the way, also there's cops right there. I wonder if this is escaping the crime scene because maybe he did something there that he wasn't supposed to do. He was trying to get away from the cops, maybe.
Or this is just how he likes to leave.
See ya. Woo! He does that. So yeah, like I said. Oh wait, no, there's nobody there. I thought there was somebody there.
No, Zachary, there's just someone blowing up. There's just something blowing up.
Something.
We don't even know if it's a person, but it's something.
It's ferocious. This is what's happening. We still haven't seen the Riddler yet, if that is the Riddler.
No more lies. Which is also very close to 7 as well.
Yeah.
The taping on the face.
There we go. Okay. So.
Does this say? Yep. Paul Dano is what they say.
So.
Doesn't necessarily mean.
They had to put him with something. So this is the Riddler. So if you've played either the Telltale Batman games, or if you've read some of the earlier stuff about Batman being with somebody.
I really do enjoy this theory.
Huh?
I really do enjoy the theory you're about to say.
So what I think is going to happen is that Bruce Wayne and I don't want to call him the Riddler, Edward. Bruce and Edward were friends when they were young. Growing up, Edward was not part of the rich. He was part of the poor, but Bruce appreciated him as a friend. And somewhere down the line, Edward saw that the rich were corrupt in Gotham, and he felt as though Bruce was a part of it. So at the end of the trailer, when you hear the Riddler go, "You're a part of this too," and Bruce goes, "How am I a part of this?" You'll see. I think what this is going to be is that this is going to be a kind of metaphorical reason of looking at Gotham, going, "Look what the rich have done. They've corrupted our government. They've corrupted our systems. They've corrupted our detectives." And I love this because this is such a Court of Owls story, and I love it.
But also, I have a slight issue, 2 slight issues with this theory.
I love this theory. It's so cool.
I like the fact that they grew up together. It's always been one of my favorite elements when it does pop up, because it would make sense. They're all around the same age. Every villain, so they all had to run into each other at some point. So when they're all like, "Oh my God, it's Bruce Wayne," that makes so much sense.
The Telltale versions, it's Bruce and Oswald.
No, it's Bruce and the Riddler. That's who it is.
No, I thought Bruce and Oswald grew up together.
They did. They both grew up together. Oswald was born poor, and so.
No, I thought the Cobblepotts and the Waynes were fighting each other because they were both rich.
Yeah, that's what it is. And the Riddler was born poor, and they all grew up together in the same group. They all ran together, and then a thing happens or whatever. But
great game, by the way. Great game. It's better than season 2.
Telltale. Quarter and a half. Joker already did this, and I don't really want to see another property handle this.
What are you talking about?
With the rich and the poor, that we've already been down this road already with an Elseworld story. I think we need something a little more nuanced, a little more.
I think as long as they do it better, not better. I think as long as they do it,
we're gonna say better against the line. they would just walk over my body.
No.
No one can beat that line. It won an Oscar.
I love that movie.
I'm just saying.
Could you imagine if both Batman and Joker? Could you imagine if both Batman and Joker got better Elseworld stories than their current timeline movies? I think it'd be crazy.
And once again, we run into the problem with current Elseworld stories. So those tires don't look like they should belong in this car. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it.
But there's him putting the engine on.
I just don't believe it.
So no one's been talking about this. Who is that?
I think that's the guy that died.
And there's a riddle on there too.
I think it's the guy that died.
He looks so good with the suit on, and it just.
I think this looks pretty good. I don't like this at all.
Have you heard the other theory about the Batcave? So the theory about the Batcave is that when you see Bruce drive in, he's driving through the cemetery. So what people think is that the cemetery is going to be where his parents are buried, and that he put the Batcave underneath the cemetery.
Yeah, which is not something new,
but it's cool.
Also, the other one is that
have you not seen this before?
No, first time.
Dope, right?
But the other one is the
Batcave.
There, much longer. I could believe that cave could fly.
Peter Pan here. He can fly. He can fly.
But right. The thing is that he's using the tunnel systems.
Yeah,
not the cemetery, but he's using an old abandoned.
So I've heard one more thing about a character in this movie I didn't see anybody from, and that was Alfred. The reason we didn't see
his voice is there though.
Yeah, but the reason we didn't see him is because he's going to look different in the movie. From what I've heard,
you mean
he's going to have a prosthetic on him, either prosthetic leg or prosthetic arm, because he's going to be the World War II vet Alfred that fought in the war for Britain, and he's going to be lost a limb, and he's going to train Bruce on how to fight and all that kind of stuff.
Trevor Wright didn't recognize Colin Farrell on the set of Batman. Are you sure? Because I wouldn't have either. And then are you Colin Farrell? Are you Colin Farrell?
What's up, Richard King? Sorry.
So explain to me how this man turned into. We can go back. This man. It doesn't make sense.
If they do not win the Oscar for Best Visual Makeup, I think they're crazy.
Alrighty. So now we get to talk about something that's
bring the tone down a little bit.
Not as fun. I wanted to wait till the end, not because I think personally, so we can give some silence, and of course we can talk about our favorite movies and why he was such an influential person, and he will go down history books and things. So let's go ahead and we'll bring it up. Chadwick Boseman died yesterday morning.
Yesterday.
Yesterday morning.
At the ripe age of 43.
43. Was it 43?
Yeah.
Okay. Because of cancer he's been battling since 2016.
Stage 4 colon cancer.
Yeah. He's been battling since 2016. And so we're going to take a moment of silence just to remember him and just, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to do that. Zachary.
Yeah.
What was your favorite Chadwick Boseman performance?
I mean, I could obviously say Black Panther, but that's everybody's. For me, it's 42, the Jackie Robinson baseball film. That's where I really got to know Chadwick as an actor. He really stood out for me in that movie as a very, very, he loved doing the biography picks. I mean, he did Jackie Brown, he did Thurgood Marshall, and he also did James Brown, which is again Get On Up's a really good movie. My other favorite one I really liked from him is I actually recently watched it was 21 Bridges with Russo Brothers. It's not the best movie in the world, but he's really good in it. The one I haven't not watched yet, and now I'm definitely going to watch now is The Five Bloods. I definitely want to watch that movie now just because it's one of his last physical performances we're going to see in his career. we do know he's going to be in the What If show for Marvel next year, which really doesn't care right now. Yeah, I really don't know what else to say. Go.
I would say my favorite. I didn't really know who he was until he premiered in Captain America: Civil War. I heard about 42, but that was really before I started really watching just about every movie that came out, and so I had never seen it before. I did end up watching it in class, and I thought it's an amazing performance. Um, Obviously, we could say Black Panther, like we had said before, but I really do think that I just have never seen him as amazing as he was in The Five Bloods. It's not the hugest role that he has in it, but he made a very lasting impression, and it was very phenomenal, and it makes me very happy.
That's actually really cool. I didn't know that. He was in Justified. He played a character on Justified. That's really cool. You don't, and I know people have been saying this over the past 48 hours now that they wish that he would have told us what was going on during all this, because I keep bringing this up because it's fucking crazy. The guy was going through stage 3 colon cancer and he did Black Panther, Infinity War. And I know he's
Civil
not
War.
Civil War, and I know he's not on Endgame, but he did Endgame's Infinity War, Black Panther, so quick between all of them. He didn't get a break with Black Panther. He went Black Panther straight to Infinity War, and he still brought his best work every time he was on screen. And then I recently just watched a video of a Sirius XM article, a video of him talking about these two kids that also had cancer, and how he constantly talked to them, and they were really hoping to see this movie before they passed, and the fact that the kids didn't, it meant more to him knowing that they were up there, and now he's with them too. I love all the imagery I'm seeing so far on social media. I love the fact that children understand what's going on, and they have their action figures doing this stuff with them. It just showed what he did. I mean,
And it plays into his legacy going forward and things of Black Panther itself. I mean, he did, just like Zachary said, so many amazing biopics of these amazing roles for Black people in America, and every single time he was just so good. 42, Thurgood Marshall, James Brown, whatever it was, he always brought his A game, and he was always for it, and he always had a great time. But Black Panther set the bar and changed history.
It's the first superhero film to be nominated for Best Picture,
First superhero film to be nominated for Best Picture, first superhero film to contain a Black lead, first superhero film to
contain an all-black cast.
From writer's room to director to everybody in between. It was monumental, and it will go down in history as just something to behold.
It's a cultural importance movie.
Yes, it is up there with movies that came before it that meant so much to a community, and it was a movie that before it had come out, the community was not really well known and didn't get amazing roles in Hollywood, and it really did change the landscape, not as much as we were hoping for, but it changed it into a better direction, and he was a huge part of that reason.
And I think now more than ever, this film is more relevant and important with everything going on.
Yeah.
When Mom sent the link last night, I thought it was a joke.
So did I. When it wasn't, I saw it on Snapchat. Someone had posted it, and it was from the Hollywood Reporter, and I was like, oh, T-Bar, really? That's what we're going to be talking about today? Is that we're going to make a fake joke about this? This is horrible. And I got on there, and
no,
it was true. It's just so sad. I just wanted to bring it up.
It'd be weird if we didn't.
I agree. I think it'd be wrong if we didn't talk about it and things.
So I figured we just get this out of the way. With everything going on, we are going to be adding third film to our commentaries for September. We We don't know when, but we are going to be watching Black Panther sometime.
So
this month.
speaking of those, I don't have a thing pulled up. This will be coming out the first week of September, which is when we announce what we're watching for this month. And so we have 3 movies to bring to you. So you guys can expect tons and tons of movie commentaries. They'll be for the last 3 weeks of September. I am busy. I really don't have the time to watch it except at 11 o'clock at night. And I don't want to watch any of these movies at 11 o'clock at night personally.
I agree.
So we're going to be watching Mulan, Black Panther, and Watchmen.
In that order.
In that order. And if I can't get you the date, it's going to be somewhere between the 9th, or depending on what Zachary's schedule is, we'll determine it.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere between, I'd say probably more the 10th, because that's when I definitely know I'll have time and stuff.
Yeah.
To the 30th. Somewhere in between there, we'll be watching all 3 of those films. I'm about to have a lot more time on my hands, and his schedule is changing and stuff, and so that's moving forward. I've not seen Black Panther in a very long time because it was never truly my favorite Marvel movie, and so I don't tend to watch it very often. But this time it's gonna be much different, and I think, especially right now with everything going on in the world, I think it's more necessary than not to talk about something that changed
everything
in Hollywood. So we're going to move on to what we've been watching, and then we're going to
probably just end it there.
End the podcast. Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
Okay. So what have I been watching? I'm going to try to lighten up the mood, by the way.
Yes, Jacob, take the question from me. What have you been watching?
If you didn't know, I've had a lot of time on my hands.
Really?
I'm not going to tell you why, because that's personal. But I've had a lot of time on my hands to watch some TV, maybe some movies.
Mainly TV.
So let's start with the smaller one. I've been watching Barbie again. Now, I'm not ashamed at all.
And I'm proud of you for that.
Power Rangers, Zachary. Lose the 10 out of your voice. I watched the new movie comes out on Tuesday. Me and my little sister are very, very excited about it. Tuesday's such a fake fucking day. I fucking hate it. It's this whole week.
Not September 4th.
Fucking
hey, at least Mulan's on September 4th. Be happy about that.
No, I'm not. It's fine. Anyway, and so I've been watching that, been catching up. The new movie, like I said, does come out. I'm very, very excited about it. Just because I've been following this particular Barbie for like 6 years, and I want some answers. Anyway, not anymore. Bark, I tell you, they get you invested. Either way, and then also I've been dabbling in the Arrowverse again, which
he's been fucking binging it.
So, did I? Hold on, I could tell you. I was at 10 episodes before I started watching the Arrowverse for this month of television, and I continued on with I can't think of what it's called. Lovecraft Country. I watched some Harley Quinn and things.
But it's mainly been.
That was in the beginning of the month. Now we're here and we're towards the end of the month. September is literally Tuesday, and I'm just waiting for my statistics and charts and stuff to come up. And I have watched 14 episodes of Arrow, and Flash are 44 minutes apiece. I finished season 3 and season 1 of Flash in the entirety of a day, and then
season 1 and season 2.
No, season 1 and season 3 of Flash. Season 1 of Flash, season 3 of Arrow.
There you go.
There we go. And then I am on episode 9 of both of Flash and Arrow for season 2. And I'm about to start Supergirl. I'm about to start DC Legends.
You're really about to get into it. You just had 2 shows to deal with. Now you're really jumping in.
We're going in hard, and we ain't looking back.
Well, at least you get a break for a while because Batgirl doesn't show up for a while.
Yeah, and I don't know if I probably will watch Black Lightning, so I'm gonna have 7 TV shows in the Arrowverse. It's fine. It's 500.
You're enjoying it though. That's all that matters.
Oh my god. I text him updates.
Yes, when I'm randomly working, I get, man, this Oliver shit. I'm like, you just watching the Arrow still.
My favorite, and this is some of the spoilers for, maybe should I say it?
I don't care. Arrow's done.
So, I'm not going to tell you when, but I've been waiting for a Pacific Elysium moment, and I texted Zachary a picture of it because I was like, it's
When they fuck.
yeah, I was like, I texted the picture. I was like, Zachary, they fucking, and I'm not even mad that she's cheating on Ray.
That was probably my favorite text I got during your little binging-a-thon.
It's been great. And then Flash has been really shocking. I don't really know how to talk about it because there's just so much. Oh, stop it. I mean, it genuinely did shock me, which good for it.
Yeah, because I feel like you had that figured out before it happened, but then you didn't.
I wasn't even thinking about that. Yeah, that was mind blowing, and you guys have no idea what I'm talking about. And then
The ending to season 1 is so good,
but also annoying.
I don't think so.
It was a mixture. Anyway, and then I also went and saw 2 movies. I saw Unhinged.
Review later in the week.
Yeah, true. We'll have 3 reviews for me personally coming out.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I wasn't going to plug it, but now we are. And then I also watched Inception. There is no review, don't expect it.
There was one during this channel podcast.
Out of the 2, I think I enjoyed it more.
Really?
But in Unhinged's thing, I'm just like I was telling Zachary before the podcast started, I truly haven't really stopped thinking about certain scenes, but not in the best way.
I think you're thinking about Unhinged a lot because it's the first movie you saw besides Jurassic Park back in theaters again.
Well, Inception was before Unhinged.
Oh.
Yeah.
Stop thinking about Unhinged then.
I think it was the last movie I saw in theaters. So now I should be thinking about Tenet for the next. And also, can we just talk about how there is no new movie coming out and like Tenet's coming out, and then what's the rest of this month? Nothing. I want to go back to the movies, but guess what? There's nothing to see.
You technically still can because you'll still be playing old films.
Yes, I'm still gonna go see those, but I'm just saying I want new content.
Because I am sick and tired of me missing Empire Strikes Back every time it's in the movie theater.
Oh my god, I'm not gonna lie. I got there, Inception was playing, and I was walking in, and I turned around, and the Avengers was playing, the 2012 Avengers, which I don't really like, so I wasn't really like, let's go see Avengers.
But even although I'm seeing like there's Avengers, there's Star Wars.
Well, no, Star Wars wasn't playing. Oh. And then behind me, guess what was playing? You're never gonna guess. My mind was blown.
What?
I was so mad I didn't get to go see it.
What?
The first Harry Potter. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone was playing. And these are movies like the Avengers and stuff. They don't tell you they're playing. You have to go on the day. Like you have to look on the list on that day.
It always changes.
Like they have a list of movies that say the same. Like Raiders Lost Ark's been there and that type of things. Those have stayed the same.
But they always change like the blockbusters.
There's like 2 or 3 that they change. And I was like, I called Mom and I was like, what do I do? Do I just go in? And then do I just watch it? Because I can buy a free ticket because it's free for me because of my awards, and so I wouldn't have to pay anything. Do I just buy a ticket? Do I just go watch Harry Potter, or do I watch Inception? And she was like, which one do you want to watch more? I don't know. Inception, I guess, because I have such an icky feeling about Harry Potter now because J.K. Rowling, she ruined such a masterpiece. Then you should go see Inception. And so I did, but I couldn't believe it.
So,
moral.
I actually didn't tell you. So when I went and saw Dark Knight, this was my little area of movies being played. It was The Dark Knight. It was Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince.
Oh my god, what a great movie.
It gets better. So on the other end, what was it? Shrek. The first Shrek movie. No, that was crazy for me because I was like, that was just nuts. But then the one that really blew my mind, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, was playing at the very end of the hall.
And you still decided to go see The Dark Knight?
I made a mistake. I didn't look at the theater proper. I was like, I just saw Dark Knight. Like, that's happening. It was an IMAX. Terminator 2 was an IMAX. So I was like, because Dark Knight was there. Because Nolan took over IMAX in my theater, unfortunately. They played the Dark Knight trilogy 3 weeks in a row.
I so personally think
I should have gone and seen Terminator.
You should have saw T2. Because my thing is, and this is
true. I was next to T2, Jurassic Park.
I saw it.
No, but it blew my mind. I was like, am I in the right theater?
So personally, with this whole like bringing process back, if I have never seen a movie in theater that I love, that was a classic. No, that was a classic that I love and that I cherish, even though I've seen it like a billion times or whatever, or once and forget the whole movie. Seems to be the experience.
Nolan, may mind you. What does that say about Nolan?
That his films are not everlasting.
He doesn't leave a lasting impression, even though his movies are revered.
Especially because I saw Inception and I think about Inception, but I think about Unhinged more, and that should say something. Either way, not important. I'm gonna go see movies I've never seen in theaters that I love because I think those are worth the experience.
Here's one for you.
Also, I get the tickets.
Here's one for you. What if Halle Berry's Catwoman?
Yep, I'll go see it. Because once again, what is it? Free.
It's something you've never seen in theaters.
It's something I never. Wow, I just pulled out so many tickets. Jesus Christ.
There's one more film I want to see in theaters before we get back to normalcy again. I want to see the original Transformers movie again, the first one.
I know it's about to be like Zachary. Are you telling me you don't remember seeing this?
No, I do. I want to relive that experience seeing Optimus Prime transform for the first time on theaters.
He still doesn't remember seeing The Dark Knight the first time, but I can be very strongly remember seeing the pencil scene and the scene where he floats away in the darkness so clearly in Blanchester. It's not even funny.
Mm-mm.
By the way, continue. So what have you been watching?
Oh, is that it for you?
Oh yeah, that's it.
Okay. So
Zachary, that's like
I've actually watched a little bit more. I mean, because you stayed really with the TV stuff and you've seen.
Well, I was nervous that if I had ventured away from
Arrow, you stopped watching it.
I had stopped watching it. And I didn't want to stop.
So I want to get the worst one out of my way first. Batman Year One. You are a boring film. So here's the crazy thing. So Bryan Cranston plays Commissioner Gordon in the animated movie, right?
Yep.
But guess who plays Catwoman, Jake? Take a wild guess. She had.
Just tell me.
Eliza Dushku.
Oh, I knew that. Never mind.
But here's the real mind bender. Commissioner Gordon played Batman. Ben McKenzie played Batman in Batman Year One. The guy who played young Gordon in Gotham. Boy, is it boring. Oh, nothing happens. So that happened. But then I want to go watch another Batman film and HBO Max just abruptly stopped, so we move on from that moment. Anyway.
Oh, you mean like how I tried to get into Arrow?
However, I did continue with the DC animated universe with a new one. I watched Superman Man of Tomorrow.
Oh, how is this nudity?
Oh my God. It is so Darren Criss, I'm looking at you, buddy. You were just having a fucking good year. He is so good as Superman. He is the Superman I want. He's light. He loves
the movie.
He loves being a hero. But the fucking standout of this movie, I want a Lobo film. I want a Lobo film so bad.
Oh, you could be getting it.
Lobo is so
cool.
Lobo is so fucking cool. So I watched that, loved it, and then I went to my TV. So obviously we watched Siege again, love that show. But I watched Wizards, which is the final possible season for the Arcadia trilogy for Guillermo del Toro. I didn't realize this was going to happen. This is a fresh show. Just letting you know now. Spoilers for the ending. I have to talk about this because it made me very emotional when it happened.
Well, how about instead of talking about it here, you can tell me afterwards. Since it's fresh, it's brand new.
Well, it's not that fresh. It came out a month ago.
Yeah, no. Well, just tell me how you feel about it without giving any spoilers.
It made me cry a lot. There's a certain actor who passed away, and he's used at the end. And I was very shocked when it happened. It was very, very, very cool to see. It showed that how much Guillermo cared about making sure that he got his ending proper in the show. It was very beautiful. It's one of the best series on Netflix. It's what Guillermo wanted for Hellboy that he didn't get to do with the third one, and he got to do it with this. It was very well done. I absolutely loved it. Probably the highlight of probably the month of August was Wizards. I loved it to death. But the movies I've watched. So I watched Jurassic Park again for the first time in a while.
Oh, because of me?
Yeah, and I just wanted to, and I can't believe that movie was made in the 90s. It holds up so fucking well. Everybody in the movie is fantastic. It's such a good movie. So I want to keep going down this nostalgic route. So I watched the original Terminator movie, the first one. That one does not. There are certain scenes where there's a guy pulling an eyeball out of his face. You can clearly tell it's a puppet. But it's really, 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 really cool. And the horror elements, man, they are missed in Terminator. I miss that now. And then I watched Predator and Predator 2. Predator 2 is not good. Doesn't hold up. But Predator 1.
Predator doesn't hold up. It's fine.
Predator does. But the movie that I watched recently that really got me was Godzilla. I watched King of the Monsters again.
Oh, IMAX?
I am so fucking pumped for Godzilla vs. Kong now. I want to watch Kong Skull Island again. It makes me want to watch, it makes me want to watch Kong Skull Island again to get ready for Kong vs. Godzilla. That's how much it did. But now let's hit the movie that we watched together.
Oh, we did watch that, didn't we?
Together. We watched the one and only Ivan, and wow! I was waiting for you.
Oh, I figured you should go first.
Wow! This movie was so good. I was so shocked at how good it was. And it made me emotional at the end. It did its job very, very well. By the way, I can now totally see why Angelina Jolie signed on to the film, because her character, no spoilers, but I can see why she signed on to the movie. Good paycheck for her, because she's great in the movie, but as long as she's there. I thought all the cast was really strong. I thought the message was really good. And I thought the ending was very nice. And I want to read the book, The One and Only Bob, now. Such a great... And by the way, the fact that we got Danny DeVito working with an elephant again in a better movie, mind you. And the elephant looked a lot better.
No, I don't agree. No. Dumbo has its own stylistic, which is why Dumbo looks like Dumbo. And he looks great for the movie he's a part of. This elephant, Ruby, is the name.
It's adorable.
Is adorable, but they went for ultra realistic, which is not what Dumbo did. Two very different properties.
You're also biased because you love Dumbo.
No. I never said that. Make sure that's very clear. Dumbo, the original 1972 version of Dumbo.
I'm very impressed. He never remembers the year for anything.
I know. Is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's probably number 4. Okay, take out the racistness and it'll be better.
Is there a disclaimer on that movie now when you turn it on?
Yeah, there is, because they got a huge... Well, there's parts of it that are just totally cut out completely because it's just...
they aren't?
No, the birds and stuff are.
It takes away a little bit from that.
It does not. I have seen it.
But he gets the black from the crow.
No, Zach, I promise you it makes all sense. You're just happy about it. Okay? It's not sadness. I was not sad. Either way, one of my favorite movies of all time. So, does Dumbo, the live-action 2019 version, hold a special place in my heart because I truly felt like the elephant was flying? Yes. Yes, it does. Do I think it's a good movie? Have you seen the third act? No, I don't think it is.
So, Jacob, what do you think of The One and Only Ivan?
I also think it's a fine movie. Personally, I was disappointed. I was expecting something a little better. And also, I think this is one of those incidents where the trailer might have been a little bit better than the movie. I think the music was better. And I think I think the movie itself just took too long to get to its point. And I thought the acting was good, though. I laughed a lot. Which was, that's nice for Jacob. When I jump or laugh at a movie.
Danny DeVito was genuinely funny in this movie.
Some of those lines are
were so good.
And truly, the script was really good, but it was too slow for me.
What did you think of the CG?
And I thought that was really good. Oh my, beautiful movie. And I tried my hardest to figure out how much money this cost to make, because it had to be expensive. My God.
Cast alone.
Just the CGI alone.
It looks so good.
Had to be expensive.
But Baby Ivan.
Baby Ivan.
But so sad.
I think also for a movie that is so sad, it's real sad.
Make sure you watch it before you watch it with your kids.
It's like let me hit you, let me stab you. Oh wait, there's a gun.
There's a Bambi moment in this movie.
Well, there's a gun. Let me shoot you, Bambi. And
it doesn't stop. I think that's my major issue with the movie. The depression thing.
Once it gets going,
it just doesn't stop.
It just doesn't stop.
There's a moment in the film where it just...
But here's the thing. For a movie like this, I never once cried. And I felt like this was the movie that was like trying so hard to make me cry.
I had to give my little sister a hug because I was so emotional.
Because like, I don't know, it was like, I want to be Pixar, but I'm not going that far.
The other thing I'll say about this film, the human actor part of it wasn't bad. I didn't mind. My biggest issue was the dad.
I see Bryan Cranston.
I thought was really good.
My biggest issue was Bryan Cranston and Ivan because I never once truly felt their bond.
No, I agree with you on that. I didn't feel it either.
You know, I didn't like Planet of the Apes, which we just talked about,
Yeah.
but I felt like they had a better bond. Caesar and James Franco.
But the one thing I love about this movie is that, you know, they didn't shy away from the cruelty on the animal thing when it came to the circus, because there's a certain scene with between Ruby and Mac's character, which is Bryan Cranston, that's very dark. And, you know, I'm glad they didn't push away from that, because that was the whole point of the film. I found it so funny. We were talking about this. When you look at the bar scrolling through, it went One Only Ivan, 2 films, and The Great Showman, like polar opposites there.
Like, Great Showman is a great movie.
Yeah,
but
music.
It's so not accurate.
You know what's crazy? I listened to the music more than I watched the film because I know what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's not
crazy. To me though, I didn't mind the little girl. I thought the whole cop thing was so stupid. That got really boring really quickly. About the cop trying to catch the dog. That got really boring really quickly. I just thought overall it's a solid Disney Plus film. It's one of the better ones they've put out in a while.
Probably the best Disney Plus.
Which doesn't say much, because the one before
there's
this,
only 4. So.
The only one that was better before this was Lady and the Tramp.
Oh yeah, totally. In the vein of talking animals.
Disney just works really well with talking animals.
Yeah, Zachary, if you had to grade it or rate it, what would you give it?
Solid B-.
Okay. I think that's a little harsher for you personally, for somebody who just gave it a raving.
I didn't give it a raving review. There were some issues with the film.
But I mean, overall,
I thought it was a good movie.
You opened it with like, wow. You know what a wow stands for? An A, not a B-. Your rate, I really personally feel like we should make a video. You should just sit down in front of the camera and explain your grade scale. I would be fascinated.
I'll give you the short version.
No, we don't have time.
No, I really.
It's 2 hours and 46 minutes in. We don't have time. I don't care.
This is your tease for the Watchmen commentary, ladies and gentlemen, with an extra 25 minutes added to that.
An extra 40 minutes added to that.
Sorry.
Yeah, you should be. So, also, but personally, me, it was probably like, I gave it a B, and you gave it a B-. You see how weird that is?
No.
Okay, that's fine. Well, guys, that's what we've been watching. Zachary, I guess do all the things, and I don't really want to say it, so like
basically, yeah, you know what to do. You've been doing this for almost a year now. You know what to do.
I love how we gave a long intro talking about what we do in this podcast, and yet for the outro, we're like, fuck it.
And I quote, Baby Yoda, Baby Yoda.